Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
You fight with nobody.
This a dollar beat. This a dollar beat.
BoxingVoice.com.
You won the belt with nobody.
BoxingVoice.com.
This a dollar beat.
You never gonna get the fight, man. You're a horrible fighter.
BoxingVoice.com.
Payday. You want payday. I know that. Oh, look this guy. There's a plan to go for the belt, and I'm coming, man. I'm coming, my friend. Get the fuck out of here.
Canelo, are you ready?
I was born ready.
Considered by many to be, pound for pound, the best fighter in the world today. 4-division, 5-time world champion.
Oh, look at this guy.
He is now boxing's first ever undisputed super middleweight champion of the world.
Damas y caballeros de Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico.
¡Viva México, cabrones! You know my level, and you will see, because I'm gonna fuck out everybody.
You know, I mean, I would love to fight Canelo. I would love to show the world that I'm the best.
I want to get Canelo out here to Houston.
Oh, Canelo, where your cojones at? Let's get it.
Payday, payday. You want payday. I know that. Man, you fight with nobody.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Listos, pelos, chingazos.
He smacked the shit out of Canelo in
Get
person.
the fuck out of here, man. Please. I'm gonna knock out this guy. Mira, en este momento puedo hacer lo que yo quiera, ¿no?
Saul Canelo Alvarez.
SDS Promotions.
That's funny? You think that's funny?
A little bit.
Good morning, TBV. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another studio edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, joined alongside Ringwalk Danny, a.k.a. Daniel Alvarez, not to be confused with Canelo Alvarez. He's not related, but we do have him on standby just in case, you know, we need some Mexican Canelo fanage advice here, because I woke up this morning to, I guess, the Twitterverse still claiming the PBC is broke. The logic is the $50 million they're offering Canelo is allegedly Canelo's money. Can you make sense of that?
To me, reading it, I kind of felt like they're saying the only reason they're offering him that much is because of who it is. Like, only he could pull those numbers. You get what I'm saying? So in the sense that the $50 million wouldn't be there if it wasn't for Canelo, because.
But let me ask you, has someone else offered Canelo $50 million?
Well, no, I mean.
Okay, so
I guess technically, right? Eddie Hearn.
No.
If they're saying what was
Eddie didn't offer one fight, was not for 50.
No, not one fight.
And that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
But my thing is this. If it's that simple, Danny, right? Where, oh, you got this hot commodity in Canelo, you can just give him whatever you want to give him. You don't have to worry about the return. If it was that simple, why wouldn't Eddie offer the 50? Why didn't Bob offer the 50? Why is it that when PBC offers the 50, that's Canelo's 50? that doesn't exist if Canelo is not there, is what they're saying. But I think it's more about the business opportunity and what PBC and whatever partners think they can generate. It's about generating. And I think that these guys on Twitter need to understand that this is guaranteed money. Al isn't telling Canelo to wait. It's guaranteed money. We're talking about being guaranteed $50 million. So if it was Canelo's money, he would have to wait till after the fight to see what he generated, because he allegedly is bringing in the money. But this money is guaranteed. So Al is getting it from somewhere before the event takes place. You can't get Canelo to sign on the dotted line without guaranteeing it.
Al got a couple $100 million put up.
I'm just saying, because again, the rhetoric is PBC is broke. That them offering this $50 million doesn't show that they're not broke. This is Canelo's money. Without Canelo in the picture, this offer doesn't exist.
Right. No, absolutely. But come on, man. You know Al got the money. You know he has the money, but people are always gonna hate. You know, there's a lot of fanboys in this sport. There's a lot of I'm on this side, I'm on that side, but yet ain't either side paying you. You know, there's that loyalty, I guess, in a sense. And you know, I'm looking at the post right now. You know,
and we had to talk about it. Obviously, the post, you know, they used our interview with Samson Lewigovich, where Samson said that Canelo turned down over $50 million to face David Benavidez. So there were screenshots of you and I and Samson in it, and obviously there's conversation on Twitter about it. And you know, I think it's healthy debate. Again, I'm open to being told and explained how PBC is broke. If they can show me that, I mean, you know, I'm all for it. Like, I don't have any alliance. I keep saying I want PBC on DAZN. I want to pay $8 a month. That's what I'm paying for DAZN. I don't want them on ESPN, obviously, because ESPN is a little more difficult to navigate. Like the user interface of the ESPN app isn't friendly. Boxing is like the last thing there. You got to search, or type it. Whereas boxing is, you know, prominent on the DAZN app. They're featuring it. As soon as you get there, it's like it starts playing automatically.
Right. No, absolutely. No, you know, obviously, you know, we have both. There's definitely the pros and cons to each, right? We were just doing the telecast or the live fight chat on Saturday for Zaire Abdullayev versus Jorge Linares. And on the English...
Unfortunate for Linares. I can't believe he lost that fight. Honestly, like he just made Abdullayev's name. That's his signature win now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the only other big name on Abdullayev's resume was Devin Haney, and
I'm talking about wins, you know.
Yeah, no, he got his face broken that one. So, his pockets won. His pockets won in that, right? But yeah, during that live fight chat on the English telecast through ESPN Plus, you know, it went down going into the 12th round. So you and I didn't see the knockout till after the fact. You know, we had to watch it on replay. So, you know, I am the opposite, though. I would rather it be on ESPN Plus than on DAZN, personally. And ESPN just in general, just because of the sports machine that they are, right? The opportunity.
You mean the shoulder content, the interviews, the public relations opportunity the ESPN brings?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're the biggest sports network in the world.
But does boxing really get to use those things? We rarely see anybody go on Max on boxing. It's got to be a big name. It's got to be a huge name, you know, to go on Max on boxing. Again, it's got to be a huge name, like a casual fan's huge name to go on the First Take. And what else do they really have? Like, who's listening to Mad Dog? Like, what else are we putting boxers on?
Right. No, you know, like
I guess SportsCenter would be good.
You know, SportsCenter. I kind of feel like you said they have cut back because before, and you know, I'm just speaking a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, we would see boxes on First Take, you know, every couple months at least, you know. There'd be a big fight. Somebody would be on there.
Where?
On First Take.
When?
I mean, I was actually on First Take myself.
Me too. I think it was for Mayweather Pacquiao though. When they did it on
No. Like Molly called my name. And I went to the stage with Stephen A. and Max Kellerman.
Okay, we'll check him out.
Yeah,
but you ain't get a hat and a shirt a photo op with Stephen A. Smith and Max.
I mean, I was at the desk with them. Like, how much more?
But you ain't. That wasn't a photo op.
I mean,
that you had to screen share that.
ESPN.
You had to screen share that.
ESPN literally put my name.
You had to screen share that. You had to screen capture it.
It don't matter, bro. I was on the television with my name, Daniel Alvarez, below it, Chicago. That same day, Terrence Crawford was on. You know, I've been on it when this was before Ward retired, and he was on it. You know. So they do bring people on. I feel like now that Max is gone, it's a lot less. But nonetheless, you know, the powerhouse, the force that ESPN is beautiful. You know, it's beautiful and
I just don't know that they use it, man. You know, ESPN is this big machine, quote unquote, is what we, the boxing public, like to call them.
Right.
But they didn't build Crawford into a bigger star.
Was that ESPN thing?
Jamel Herring wasn't a bigger star.
Was that an ESPN thing or a
Shakur Stevenson isn't on pay-per-view yet. The White Walker was his name, the White Wolf. He's not on pay-per-view.
Who?
Vizil Lomachenko.
Oh.
He's not on pay-per-view. I mean, who have they turned into? Like Jose Ramirez sell tickets back in his hometown.
Yeah, but he was doing that before.
All right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, who has this deal turned into a star? Is Jared Anderson a star? That's your friend. You think, has he told you, like, yo, I've been finding, everybody know who I am?
It's funny you say that, Ness.
I mean, I'm asking.
I just, and we will have him on the show. He should be back in Vegas either tonight. Yeah, either tonight, tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
I just did an interview that will be out shortly. I just did an interview with him, and he basically told me that after the Fury camp, so he was in camp with Fury for the second and third Wilder fight. After the second Wilder fight, after his camp with Fury, he's like, yo, like, he kept me the whole camp. Everybody else got sent home at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Basically saying, I knew my worth after that camp.
Mm-hmm.
Another top heavyweight came at him with an offer to bring them to camp, and he was like, yo, like, the numbers wasn't adding up. And I guess some words was exchanged between Jared and said heavyweight. Basically, like, I found it disrespectful because I'm not at that level yet. I'm not at that level. I'm past it. Like, you know, I need more money. So I feel like there is people that that have reaped the benefits.
That's crazy. Let's stop right there, though. That's crazy that he turned down sparring with a top heavyweight because of money.
Yeah, well, hey, I want to bring you to, I don't want to say the city because it'll give it away, but I want to bring you over here.
To said city.
You know, to said city and, you know, join me in camp, you know.
For how long?
6 weeks.
So, going rate, 6 G's. $1,000 a week. Know what I'm saying? Get your little hotel stay and food. So I hear you. Your man's probably getting more than that.
Yeah, so it's funny you say that because listen. I asked him. I said, "What do they say? $1,000 a week?"
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, it was basically 2 every 2 weeks. He's like, "Yo, like I'm not taking
2,000 every 2 weeks, which is $1,000 a week."
Yeah, he's like, "I'm not taking that."
Was it room and board too?
Yeah, it was.
So they paying his flight and his hotel, plus his food. Common. This is all common, ladies and gentlemen. This is a normal rate. And what I don't like is that he didn't take I don't know the name of the heavyweight, so I don't know what he's gonna gain or what he lost by not going.
See, and look, the interview will be out. I know what he countered with. But
this is what I'm saying, bruh. Sparring with world champions and elite level fighters is invaluable. You can't put a price on that. So if they paying you and you get to work with a Wilder, Fury, Andy, however you want to make that list, because this hand don't show. However you want to make that list, whoever's at the top, Tyson, Usyk, AJ, Wilder, White, Andy, Joyce. Come on, man. Them dudes right there, that's the top of the... Like, he might not even get to fight them dudes unless he turn around and get on some Shakur shit, which he not. He's not on that. He what 3 fights away from Shakur's record? So that means he got to get a world title in 3 fights. He ain't doing that. This is the heavyweight division. He can't do it. So you not skipping a line like Shakur. So you're not even going to fight these dudes. Joyce, 37 years old, vomited in Vegas. He almost done. He almost done.
So look,
he ain't going to stick around and fight no Jared Anderson.
The name, you didn't mention the name, by the way.
So it's none of those names?
Nah.
Oh, man.
But if I tell you who it is
it still worth those names, though? Am I just missing it? And it's worth, I mean, you at this point, you said it's none of those. Somebody going to get it. You might as well let it. You might as well either let it out or let it go.
So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he was like, he told me, he's like, I know that, and the interview will be out today. You guys can go check that out on the Boxing Voice.
That's interesting.
So he told, because I was asking him,
bruh, he should have done that.
And
bruh,
and
can we get a zoom in on it? Damn, he should have done that for real.
Yo, so look.
Wow. I mean, though, all the names I said, way bigger than that dude. But that name would have earned him some street cred.
So the thing, he was like, yo, I just felt like I needed more. He's like, I'm already preparing for my fight. Now you want me to move.
And adjust. Because it's different. It's different looks.
And he was like, basically, he just felt, he's like, that was a name that I'm more likely to fight in the near future.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
That dude old, too.
Is he?
I'm about to check him out. This crazy. They gonna figure it out.
Cause I asked him. I didn't know it off the top of my head, but I asked Jared. I was like, "What's your ranking in said sanctioning body?" If I say the sanction, And he was like, "I don't know," but it's funny you say that. No, he ain't old. He's still in his 20s.
Oh, you're right. 29.
That's really gonna give it away. Damn, but
bro, this would have been good news, man. People don't understand publicity, but I get it. Look, I'm not the one taking the punches, and but homie got a rep.
But I asked him, I was like, yo, what's your ranking over here? Because basically we were discussing a potential. I mean,
how old is Jared?
22.
See, nah, bro. They could definitely, and they probably most likely will keep Jared away from this dude. This is exactly why he should have took that. Because then he could have got that confidence like, no, I'm ready on some Terrence Crawford, British Prescott shit. Like, no, we could do it.
Yeah, he just turned 22.
Yo, telling you.
That's crazy. He was born in 1999.
Bro, that's almost 10 years, man. You think he with Top Rank, you think they're going to be like, gloves is off, huh? Throw you in there with someone 10 years older than you?
For a title eliminator?
Nah. Bruh, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, Top Rank has the WBO.
How do we even get on this?
No clue. This is boxing talk, though. Just because we got a title doesn't mean anything. We'll go everywhere. Like Chris Colbert's Fight Week. It's Fight Week here in Vegas. I should hit his ass up, man. He told me he was gonna come through.
Yeah, he was at the Gucci store yesterday. He hit the Cosmo for he posted 7,000. He might have won more than that though.
What, he went gambling?
Yeah.
Before the fight?
Yeah.
What did he play?
I don't know what he played, but he posted 7,000 in chips, and then right after that,
he getting money. He changed. If you can see, things have changed for him. Like he wearing way more jewelry. He in Miami now. He got a spot in Miami. He ain't in Brooklyn no more. You know, them Al boys love to go to Miami.
And he went shopping. He was at the Gucci store. You know, did a little shopping for his post-fight. You know.
Well, since we're talking about him, he's got a headline on Boxing Scene that is obviously coming out of the press conference for this week's fight with Chris Colbert and Dominican brethren Luis Garcia. What is it? I don't even know, bro. This is bad. This is exactly why I wanted him to fight Gamboa. I was hoping
Hector Garcia.
So I was hoping Gamboa would have been the replacement so that Colbert could have a sexier name coming into this weekend. But that won't be the case. And he's going to be fighting Hector. And I mean, what could we say? I'm looking for my headline here, but basically he said something like, wait, I got it in the pre-pro actually, now that I think about it. He said something like, I'm not fighting for belts, I'm fighting for money and legacy. So then Clarissa Shields comes back and she's like, but you can't get money without the belts. And the legacy is being a world champion, I thought. So what's your thoughts on the GWOAT and her, obviously, comeback at Chris Colbert, which the exact headline on Boxing Scene is Chris Colbert. I don't fight for belts. I fight for money and legacy.
Look, man.
Can I get a screen share, Trav?
You know, at the end of the day, belts, he can't feed his son no fucking belt.
Very true.
You get what I'm saying? So when people come...
But isn't Clarissa right, though? Like, your pay literally goes up when you win a borough title.
It goes up. You get what I'm saying? But you can still get those big paydays without that.
I mean, Pacquiao did versus Ugas, right? He didn't have a belt going into that fight.
I mean, there's plenty of examples, right? Like Canelo Amir Khan. You get what I'm saying? Like a fight nobody wanted to see.
I mean, but aren't those pretty unique circumstances? Like anything with Canelo is big money. That's what we're talking about. The fact that, you know, the PBC detractors feel that PBC is broke and the only reason they can offer Canelo that type of money is because it's Canelo. Your coaster is going to drop.
No, I push my cup into the hose in the coaster so it secures it. So it's actually hugging my cup. Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. Styrofoam cup techniques.
Look at this guy, just no coaster. You know they flew this fucking table in from Italy, right?
I know. I'm a guy that I don't like if I spend a lot of money for something, I'm not trying to preserve it. I'm trying to get every dollar out of it. You get it? So, you know.
Oh, look at this guy.
But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm with the GWOAT, man. You need the belts to get the money to a certain point. Then you don't need belts. I get it.
Yeah, man. You know, it's just different strokes for different folks. And you know, for Chris to come out and say that, you understand? And as talented,
let me get a Zoom link, Trav. Man, I fucking love being in the studio.
As talented,
I would be going crazy right now. Oh my God.
You know, but for Chris Colbert to come out and say that, you know, Chris Colbert with the Chicken Shack, Chris Colbert in Miami, bro, like, I respect it. I don't have a problem with what he's saying.
And he told me that in an interview too, like, he been getting money, you know, and now Benavidez just said it. I've been getting money, big checks since 20. I don't need a payday.
But I thought PBC and Al was broke.
I don't know, bro.
What happened? Nah, but
I mean, they've been saying that for so long, though. So it's just like, when are we going to see signs of that? People, I guess, let's talk about that. The rumors that, what do you call these people? Fox is no longer doing business with PBC. It looks like Fox is out from the outside looking in.
Yo, you tripping, bro? You had our text messages on the.
It's all good. Ain't nobody see nothing special.
But
minor error.
That's the way it appears, especially after Showtime picked up the Aerospence Jordani Sugas unification in Dallas, April the 16th.
But why can't that just be, again, because see, everyone thinks that there's this, and there is probably some sort of umbrella, right? Where Al is at the top and everybody just is an umbrella around him, right?
Right.
But Espinoza still has a job and a duty to who? Who does he have to do the job for? Is he doing a job for Al or is he doing a job for Showtime?
He doing a job for Showtime.
Okay. So why when we hear that Showtime is going to do Charlo Castaño or Showtime is now going to do Earl and Ugas, why isn't that just them as a network doing the same thing that DAZN does? Isn't DAZN aggressive? Didn't they just bid on Tio's fight with Kambosos? Aren't people being aggressive in this sport? So when Showtime is aggressive and they land a fight, that's a sign that PBC is broke, not a sign that Showtime wants to get the best fights.
No. I'm not saying that that's the sign that they broke. I'm saying that that's
no.
sign.
I'm giving this. I'm playing the devil's advocate to the sarcasm. It's just like these people only see things half empty. It's like if Showtime has a fight, it's only because Fox is out of the game. It's not because they're probably paying more.
Yeah, look, man. All I know is Fox did the Thurman pay-per-view. Right,
with Barrios?
With Barrios.
Oh wow! And look, and people thought, you sure?
Yeah, it was a Fox. It was
because
Fox.
People were like, "Oh, Fox hasn't done nothing."
Sean Porter, Goosen, you get Lennox.
Well, that's the thing. Maybe they're only doing pay-per-views with PBC though.
Hold on, yeah, but the last thing they posted was 16 days ago.
Who?
PBC on Fox.
Okay, you mean the social media Instagram?
The Instagram page, verified Instagram page. Don't go to it. What do you think the last post was? February the 8th.
Bro, they're horrible with their...
Hold on. What do you think the last post
That's what I'm saying. They're horrible with their social media. I've always said it, that DAZN is better. So I'm going to say their last post was on Earl.
It says, it is a picture of Earl and Jordanis. It
Look
says,
at that.
Spence, period. Ugas, period. Unification, period. They thought they was getting a fight.
That is true. So that shows that they got outbid.
Showtime came with the better offer, the better.
And this is sad because they only got 7,000 likes. Got to get a screen share there. They got obviously, we rounding up. They get closer to 8, but it's really 7,698 likes on this post. I never understood why the Fox on PBC or the PBC on Fox Instagram was so weak. I felt like it's not. Look, 211 followers, man. It's horrible.
211,000.
Yeah, it's still horrible. I mean, look at DAZN. How long have they been around? 2 years? Look at these guys. 1.3 milli. And they post everything. They're not out here. Look, they even posted this. We weren't going to do a show on this, but it's a hell of a topic to talk about.
Bro, I loved it, honestly.
You did?
Bro, yes.
But why? Ward is so retired. And obviously, ladies and gentlemen, what we're talking about is Andre SOG Ward yesterday came out and replied to someone on Twitter. And keep in mind, this is exactly why we scour the internet and follow all forms of social media for these fighters and bring you back all this, juicy details, because it's going to be difficult for you to do it yourself and very time consuming. We got our first guest? All right. Well, we'll get right back to Frotch and Golovkin's debate. We got Vic Green in the building.
Oh, snap.
Vic, what up?
What's up? What's going on?
Promoter Vic Green, post boxing, and right now you have a big card happening on Fight TV. I want to talk about that, man. How'd you land your deal with Fight TV? I know that's something that promoters on your level are definitely needing, and for your fighters, they will be even more happy to fight on your cards now that you have live streaming, and Fight being such a familiar boxing app in the boxing game, man. How'd that deal come about, and how happy are you?
I'm real happy. Man, this is a plan I had, like, coming, like, when we kind of got into the pandemic. You know, they had the bubble and everything with the Top Rank, but it was just like, yo, if they had another platform, because, you know, we got PBC, Dazn, ESPN. It's like, I think, like, the whole boxing world is, like, revolves around that. I'm like, yo, we need another outlet, you know what I mean, for the independent guys. And, you know, Albert, you know, we was with Top Rank, you know, the situation with that. Because, you know, I, you know, started off as the promoter. Then when, you know, we brought Top Rank in, I went down to the manager. So, like, you know, we independent now. So, you know, me and him, you know, we kind of doing our own thing right now till we get everything figured out. And I was just like, you know, he's a guy that people like to see him fight, you know what I mean? Regardless of, you know, what the narrative they try to push. Oh, he's a boring fighter. But when you really go back and watch Albert's fights, it's like, man, how did he do that? You know? So, you know, I reached out to Fight TV. Well, we had a mutual person that we both know. You know, we talked, and, you know, I told him my vision and what I wanted to do. Because, you know, I got other guys like Thomas Matisse, you know, guys that fight on, you know, that fought on TV as well. And I got some undefeated guys and national champions and stuff like that. So I just told them what I wanted to do, and they liked the idea, and they said, let's go with it. So this is going to be the first one. You know, I got another date early March, which I had, like, the main event on that was a pretty good one. And I said, we're just going to keep going, you know, until and see where it takes us. But we still going to push it, you know, like it's a big card, you know, like we at the State Farm Arena, you know, he's going to keep moving. You know, like I say, everything can't be revolved around 3 promotional companies. You know, we have to keep moving forward, you know, if we're going to make boxing great.
No, absolutely, Vic. Obviously, these days you see more and more fighters choosing to go their separate route, choosing to be independent or co-promote, things of that nature. You know, you've been taking those cards down to Atlanta for a while now. What was the vision behind it? You know, because obviously we've seen Tango go down there, we've seen Shakur go down there, but you've been doing it for some years now. What was the vision behind it into taking your cards and your fighters down to Atlanta, you know, basically Black Hollywood?
Right. Well, initially it was supposed to me and About Billions. We did the first show, we did the show together because it was like, all right, we're going to do this show, then we're going to bring Adrian down to State Farm. And then, you know how that situation is, kind of what Adrian was going through that situation. So it didn't work out. So it ended up being, they end up putting Tank down there, which I kind of was on the outs of that one because, you know, that's Mayweather Promotions. So that's how I initially started. But I know the market down there. You know, I worked in the music business. So, you know, I was living in New York, and I used to have to come down there and go to, you know, a lot of stuff down there. And I just kind of, you know, made the connections with people, and I just kind of know how Atlanta works. So I found I needed a couple pieces down there, like as far as fighters. And when I found them, that's when we just start running. And, you know, like I said, it's a success now. You know, anybody come down to Atlanta, come down to my shows down there. It's, you know, it's an event. You got celebrities, and never no telling who's gonna be there. But most importantly, good fights.
No, absolutely. I was gonna say I've you know, seeing some of the shows, definitely a lot of celebrities, a lot of rappers and athletes and stuff like that.
Right.
What is it that you feel attracts and gets that type of crowd to gravitate to, you know, some of your fighters who are, you know, still on the up, still on the rise? What is it about your guys that you know, you think attracts those type of names? Or do you think it's just personal relationships that those guys have, that your guys have?
Yeah, it's a combination of both. Like what I look for in fighters is, I mean, it definitely got to be at a fight, but I want to build stars. So like the guys I got, like they already, you know, naturally they got like larger than normal social media for a boxer, you know, like, you know, because it's world champions or ex-world champs only got like 3 to 5,000 followers. So I got guys that got like 20,000 plus. And, they got the look, and that's one thing we talk about. All right, we got to, the look is important. What you wearing, you know what I'm saying? You got to make sure your ring fit got to be fly. And, you got to make sure, everything, the look, it's all about the look. But most importantly, they all put in the work though. But, it's just, bringing that star aspect back to boxing, back in the days, if you look at it, you remember like everybody used to put their best suits on. The ladies get dressed and they going to see Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? And it was Mike Tyson was the attraction.
Right.
So that's what I want to bring back to boxing. So like, like I said, like my last fight in Atlanta, Tusi walked out Javon Woodard. You know what I mean? Like that was big. And, even before that, 2 fights before that, Money Moo walked out Maybach High. You know what I mean? So it's like, and his song is charting. So it's just, it's Atlanta, a combination of Atlanta, but it's the relationships. And again, like, if the look is there, you know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be a part of it.
For sure. Vic, man, so I wanted to ask, how'd you get into the sport and how'd you get into this position, man? You look awfully young, and I'm sure there's people watching that you're inspiring, or there's people watching that, would love to be in your position and just don't know how to go about it, man. And obviously being a young black man, I would love for you to, give them some advice.
Okay. Well, I started off in the music industry. When I was like 20, I left. I was in college and I ended up getting an internship at Bad Boy. And then from there, I just, I moved to New York. And then I came down, went back to school, and I was like, when I was in school, I was like, yo, I'm gonna just leave. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just go for it. So I went back, and I, spent some years in the business. Worked for probably one of the most powerful men, and then man, it just like my roommate out there, he passed away, and then the position I had, music is like musical chairs. So like they're always bringing in a new head of this. And the other guys are moving out, you know what I'm saying? So my department was let go. So then I went back and finished school. Then I got into the sports agent business. And I got a lot of success early in that business as far as NFL. And then, but I'm from Toledo, so we got so many boxers. And it was just like, man, like I could think of years, like it go back all the way back to 2000s. We had so many good boxers, but they just don't have the outlets. So I was like, all right, I figured that boxing, I really, if I really put a plan together, I know I can get in and I know I can be successful, because boxing is kind of stone age right now. If you look at most of the promoters are like over 60, you know what I mean? So.
No, for sure. Talk to us about, because obviously I knew about the.
From there,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Vic.
Okay. Yeah, and just from there, like, I just start building, man, me and Albert really built the relation. Albert, when I boxed as a kid, his dad, Andy, was like one of the coaches, at the gym. My stepdad got a gym in Toledo. So it was Albert's dad. So I always knew like Albert, when he had the little ponytail with the long hair. But, he was in his situations and they ain't really work out, you know what I'm saying? So me and him just like, was like, look, man, that's what we gonna do. We just gonna run it up, you know what I'm saying? And you got the credentials. Somebody gonna, take heed to it. So we ran it up, top rank, Brad Goodman reached out. And then just from there, we just kept going for real. Like, Toledo is a boxing city. So I started from there. Then we went to Atlanta. Then, Thomas Matisse signed with me. Then we went to Cleveland. So my whole thing was like coming out the pandemic for real. My plan was like, I'm gonna just keep running shows, just take that investment. And I know like it'll pay off, as far, even if it's regarding my fighters getting the opportunity or what. So that's pretty much it.
Vic, let me also ask you, obviously, I noticed that your heavyweight, James Evans, got a draw with Steven Torres, who's with King's Promotion, but obviously he's aligned with PBC. We had Albert Bell on the show, and he was saying there might be some things on the table with PBC. So as a young manager, today we're talking about these rumors circulating the PBC And, you know, boxing fans, the Twitterverse, you know, social media likes to believe that PBC is broke. As a person that is doing business with them, do you foresee them going out of business in the next 12 to 24 months?
Absolutely not. Like, if you look at it, I mean, they got the pay-per-view guys, all the pay-per-view stars. So other than what, Tyson Fury, who else? And that's as far as like Americans. It's impossible. Because like, just from a business standpoint, if I'm in a situation where I keep losing money, I'm just gonna drop a lot of the fighters and just keep the top guys and just run them. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, they got Gervonta and Earl Spence, like they got the pay-per-view guys. So I mean, I don't see it even being possible. You know, if you know you can sell out an arena, like Earl sells out the Dallas Stadium. You know the numbers on that? Like, as far as gates on top of pay-per-view, like regardless of what he paying them, like they have to. It's impossible for them to make money. So I don't see that happening.
So you don't have any fear of taking your fighters to the PBC if there's an opportunity for either of them?
Nah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know, Al Heyman from Cleveland. So, you know, I'm from Toledo. You know me from Toledo. So, you know, if I got an opportunity to work with him, you know, because I feel like it went Don King to Al Heyman, and I feel like I'm next. You know what I mean? So it's
damn. I hope that comes true. I'm gonna have that audio, man. I'm next. Don King, Al Heyman. I'm next.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So Ohio, you know, the Ohio promoters, but. Yeah, it's you know, like I said, we ecstatic, you know, for the opportunity. Like I said, we still weighing options too. You know, we definitely want that Chris Colbert fight, you know, but you know, at the same time, man, I mean, let's be honest. Like,
so why y'all not in Vegas, man? He about to fight. I know. Damn, is that Albert fight Saturday? Albert damn. Y'all needed to be in the stands, jump in the ring, man.
That's the third time that they called us. You know what I mean? Like, we got to call somebody from PBC. And it's just like, hey, man, we'll take the fight. Like, we not ducking nobody at 130 because, let's be honest, man, we know the gym talks. You know, they come back and tell us, everybody, what you think about Albert Bill? Hey, that's not a smart fight for you. You know what I mean? Like, they all know. And if we go down the line of people that he'd have been in the gym with, sparred with, like undefeated, you know, guys, like, and it's like, you know, and it's one-sided.
So someone from PBC reached out to you, is what you're saying, for a potential Chris Colbert Albert Bell fight?
Yeah. And that was matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you this. When we was at Top Rank, like they was even trying to make that fight. Top Rank tried to make that fight. You know what I mean? So then that's when Albert, like, you know, kind of went on the internet like, damn, what's up? Like with Chris Colbert. And then after we left Top, you know, we split from Top Rank. Somebody, you know, the same person reached out. So,
can you explain from a manager's perspective what went wrong? Because you guys were with Top Rank. I mean, you know, you have the Shakurs, the Valdez, the Herrings, Framptons. I mean, even Gabriel Flores Jr.'s, Velez. I mean, the 130s and 135s, obviously not 135, but, you know, in and around, the people from 126 to 130 were always, Navarrete is over there. Like, why couldn't you guys get a named fight?
What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know because
they don't want the smoke. Like, simple as that.
So it's the fighters. Are you saying it's the fighters not accepting? It has nothing to do with the promotional company.
Managers, absolutely. Yeah, I got relationships with guys. A guy told me, "Look, man, we not fighting Albert Bell. If we got to fight Albert Bell, it's got to be for over 100,000." Another guy said, "I'm not fighting Albert Bell unless it's for a world title." And these are ranked guys. It's me talking to their managers. Like it's you know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
So let me ask you: was Albert Bell, Gabriel Flores financially not $100,000 fight?
No, it wasn't. I mean, nah. But the thing was, the dad was in the comments after Albert beat Andy Vince, is like, "Oh man, Gabe will smoke him." You know, he was talking. You know, like Albert not no guy that's gonna be in comments saying, "Oh, we beat him" or nothing like that. You know, he a humble guy. He gonna say, you know, he just gonna comment, "Thank you," you know, everybody. But nah, it's his dad and it's some people in his team. So I said, okay. all right, well, I reached out. I told Brad, hey, look, they talking, so we'll fight them. But again, that gym talk, this is people in their gym. They down in Houston. Hey, what y'all think about us fighting Albert Bell? Oh no, you don't want to do that. so they talk themselves out of it. They talk, and that's common in boxing. We gonna talk crazy, and then when it's time to get down to it, we cool.
Vic, obviously Gabe Flores Jr., he lost for the first time as a professional, lost in his last fight. He's fighting next week. What'd you make of the fight? Obviously that's the fight I know you guys wanted. I know Albert Bell's name was brought up when Gabe they needed a late replacement. Nothing came of it. What'd you make of it seeing that in the last fight? Was it kind of like, yeah, that's what would have happened had he fought Albert?
Pretty much. It would have been one-sided. And they knew that. Like, like I said, they did all the talking, and that was that. But because we even, reached out. Like, his dad, when they was doing all the tongue wrestling, his dad DM'd Albert, hey, call me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right. So he sent it to me. I'm like, all right, we'll call him. We called him. Oh man, we brought in a sparring partner, you know what I'm saying? That's similar to the other guy. So, we want to keep it that way. And that's what that was. Okay. So
yo, I gotta ask, because obviously you got your show in Atlanta at the Georgia International Convention Center this weekend, Saturday night. You have your show, but I have to ask, because I didn't notice yesterday when we had Albert on the show, you guys, yourself and Albert, y'all push him as 20-0, right?
Mm-hmm. He had a when Robert Easter did his first title defense in Toledo, he won the fight. But you know how when a fight is a swing bout, they can switch the rounds up. They switched the rounds up. So that fighter's team went to the commission and complained about it, and the commission made it a no contest.
Okay.
So, yeah, and I'm just like, man, this is like, that was crazy, because it's like, come on, man, that's everybody know that in boxing.
I see that now. It says, due to contract violation of scheduled rounds. Yeah, and that was months after.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like, the crazy part is we didn't even get a chance to dispute it or nothing like that. It was just a decision made. So I mean, it is what it is, though. You know what I mean? Like, he can't take his win. You know what I mean? Just because it's on paper. You can't take that win away from him, because he fought up. He had to fight a guy that was 3-1. He was 6-0, and he had to fight up 2 weight classes. just to make it happen. So can't take that win away.
Oh
from
yeah,
him.
That fight was at 140. He did. Yeah, he did move up 2 weight classes.
Yeah.
Wow. Talk to us for the casual fight fan that is intrigued by your card in Atlanta Saturday, or maybe people that live in Atlanta that are listening to this, that are intrigued, like, okay, cool, what's to these guys, talk to us about, guys like Money Pal, guys like Javon Campbell, guys like Albert Bell, just talk to us about some of the guys here on your show Saturday night.
Hold on 1 second.
Well, we are joined by he's back.
Okay.
Vic Green, the manager.
Okay, sorry about that. Accidentally connected to the car. So like, man, the main focus is having good fights. And just, like I say, I got, of course, Albert. We got Wilver Hernandez, who was 11-time national champion. He signed the post boxing. He actually fighting a Canadian national amateur champion. The fight was supposed to actually be on the Showbox undercard. That was this past Friday.
The one in Orlando.
Yeah, but we had to move. We had to move it to my card. There was other stuff going on. I know y'all see, they had they lost fights and stuff. So it was just a lot going on. So we just end up me and Mark.
Damn, you couldn't reschedule that?
Huh?
You couldn't get it rescheduled? Because I know you going to take a hit leaving Showbox. They got a certain budget, obviously.
Yeah. Nah, I ain't tripping. Like I said, I ain't tripping on that. You know, I was like, if we can't, you know, it was better anyway. Like, we can put it on Fight TV anyway. You know what I mean? That's a fight I really wanted on the TV portion, but like I did want, you know, Wilbur to fight on, you know, on a big, you know, on that stage too. You know, it wasn't on the TV portion though, but Showbox. So, you know, but you know, they lost one of the TV fights.
Yeah,
you know, they only had two telecasts.
I forgot. I think somebody was overweight, right?
I think it was maybe like an injury. I think it was an injury.
Yeah. He hurt his rib in sparring.
Yeah. Was it Sean Hemphill? Yeah.
Yes, Hemphill.
Yeah. So like, you know, I got that fight, which is a great fight. I got you know, Maybach High, Rodriguez Lipsy. You know, he's like the biggest draw in Atlanta, like local Atlanta never had. So, you know, man, when he fights, they coming out. And, you know, he going to try to make
that dude is interesting, man. He's interesting because he's 38 years old.
Yeah. He started late. You know, he always fought amateur, but, you know, he in the streets, you know, in the gym, you know, back and forth. And then, you know, I seen that. And I'm like, look, bro, like, I'm trying to get this going in Atlanta. You know, before the first show, you know what I'm saying? I was like, look, man, you know, I know what makes Atlanta tick. You got all that, you know what I'm saying, outside of the ring. So I was like, just go ahead. I want you just to go ahead, lock in and, you know, as far as, you know, working on your craft and, you know, just take a risk, you know what I mean? You know, get out the streets, take this risk, man. Like, you know, boxing, man, you can make money in it. You know, the money, a lot of the money's on the back end, but, you know, initially, man, you can make money, you can draw. So, you know, he went with it, you know what I'm saying? He was with it and it's been successful.
And who's Javon Campbell?
Oh, Pop. That's Pop. Man, Javon is like an intriguing guy, man. Like, I'm telling y'all this right now. Javon is going to be world champion at 122 pounds. Remember, save his audio. Save the audio.
He never fought at 22, champ. Well, one fight.
Yeah. No, that's because you know how hard it is to get the low guys now. You know, especially coming out the pandemic. You know how many fights was going on. So
he big,
but yeah, no. Yeah. So he fight that fight is at 123 pounds, but he's gonna make his run at 122. And I'm telling y'all that boy, he one of them ones. You know, man, he high. You know, he's exciting.
Well, he taking a step up with Ira Terry. That's why I was intrigued to know who he was.
Man, okay, yeah, man. Man, look, y'all tune in and watch that one, man. Y'all gonna see a future star right there, man. Yeah, he's one of the guys I'm excited about. You know, one of them. You know, I'm excited about all of them, but it's like, you know, he's high. You know, he throw a lot of punches, but he's skilled. You know, he kind of remind me of more skilled Aaron Pryor. You know, just throw a lot of punches, and you know, he know when to go toe to toe. He know when to move around, you know, and just box. You know, he can fight on the inside. They'll say he the future. Definitely the future.
Did you have any conversations with Levy's after the fight? Because I know, you know, Ward, Bradley, they was a little critical. So did you talk to him? Did he say anything? How's he been feeling since then?
You said Levy?
Yeah. Maybach Hot.
Oh, Lipsy. Oh, yeah. No, you know, everybody talked to him. You know, it was just, you know, that was his first fight on the big stage, man. Like, I know him. You know what I mean? Like, it was just an off night for him. He you know, like I said, he gonna bounce back. You know, he got a lot. I mean,
I'm just saying, because that's an opportunity. Obviously, he would have won. Top rank probably would have brought him back.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, like I say, boxing is one of those sports. You know, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? But you get the opportunity to come back. You can always fight your way back up the ladder, which is a beautiful thing about boxing, unlike other sports. You know, because a lot of times it's like once they think you done, you out of there. But just boxing, you can come in. All right, you know, I can come in. Let me knock one of these young prospects out, and then you know, it's back my time. So yeah, he good.
Especially you know, you coming in as the outside guy, and yeah, you know, split. It was a split decision. I was in the building for that. Obviously, you know, it didn't go your guys' way, but you know, we'll see him back this Saturday. On BoxRec, it says to be announced as far as the opponent. Were you guys able to secure something?
Yeah. We got guys secure. You know, when you're bringing in those guys that are coming from the other countries, sometimes you want to wait to announce them. You know, once they get into the country, because you know they can stop them at the border, not the border or like customs and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
If they think they coming in, you know, a lot of the foreign fighters like from Colombia and Argentina and stuff like that, you know, they fight without the proper visas and stuff like that because, you know, they want to get all their money. You know, they come from poor situations. So I don't know if you ever looked on like BoxRec, like Argentina, if these guys leave and fight without like going through the commission and visas and stuff like that, they suspend them from fighting in Argentina, but they can still fight in the United States. So they still come over and fight in the United States. And you know, because, you know, they take part of their money.
Yeah.
So a lot of these guys, you know, they come in and get their money. You got to pay them cash, and you know, they go back to their countries.
Well, Vic, man, let everybody know where they can find you at. Give everybody whatever phone numbers or website to get any tickets if anybody's in the Atlanta, Georgia area.
Okay, yeah, you go to the Post Boxing Instagram, and all the information is on there. It's PULSE and boxing. And then my personal Instagram is Vic, VICK, Post, PULSE. And that's pretty much it, man. Just stay tuned, man.
So just to close out with our topic here, do you feel that the $50 million offer to Canelo to fight David Benavidez, that offer would not exist if it were not for Canelo? Meaning, without Canelo, there is no $50 million.
Canelo's the draw, man. Like that's, I'm gonna say, ain't nobody gonna ever do it like Floyd Mayweather did it. But Canelo's doing close. But yeah, he's definitely the draw. Like, you know, I mean, he got the leverage with everything. The only thing that bothers me about the situation with him is like, you know, man, what about your legacy? You know what I mean? Like, are we gonna ever get those big fights out of you, or are you just gonna keep moving around? I know you want to make your money, but people never give Floyd his credit. He fought everybody.
What's a big fight to you?
Canelo, Benavidez, if they did that on Cinco de Mayo weekend, that would be like crazy, right?
No,
two Mexican fighters, two of the top Mexican fighters, and even Charlo. Like, let's make the fights everybody want to see. Like, you know, you just moving around and fighting these guys. You know, just you know, these Joe Blows. I mean, I ain't gonna call them Joe Blows because anybody get in their ring, you know, it take heart. You know, and these guys are undefeated, but it's like, yo, make the fights everybody want to see. All the fans want to see. Like, you already got a loss, you know? And it's just like, you know, the legacy. Like, Canelo's going to go down as one of the best fighters ever, but it's like, come on, man. Like, you know, Floyd fought everybody he was supposed to. Julio Cesar Chavez fought everybody he's supposed to. Alexis Arguello fought everybody he's supposed to. Leonard, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Marvin Hagler, like all those guys, Tommy Hearns, they fought everybody they're supposed to. Let's make these fights. Like, let's make boxing great. Like, we're already losing the UFC because those guys are fighting and they fighting for less. You know what I mean? Like, let's you know, let's get some of the market back by making these fights. And if he the leader, he's supposed to be leading by example. So now what are all these other guys? What about that 12-year-old fighter that's from LA? What is he going, oh man, with Canelo, when I get to that level, I'm just gonna fight. You know what I mean? It'd be different. It's different if it was back in the old days when guys fought multiple times a year. So it'd be like, let me go fight this guy over here, Steve. I'm just throwing names, Steve Rose. Let me go fight him in April because I know in June I'm fighting David Benavidez. But no, I'm fighting Steve Rose in August, and then I'm not fighting again until May. So it's just like, you know, I mean, you kind of messing the sport up a little bit. And you know, Floyd is to blame a little bit, but at the same time, Floyd did fight everybody he was supposed to fight. There's nobody we can say.
Well, there's definitely a fraction or a big fraction of people that's going to disagree with you that Floyd fought everyone he was supposed to fight. But I got to let you go, man. We got our next guest in studio.
Okay.
But I do appreciate you coming on the show as always, Vic, man. And after Saturday, we'll get you and Albert Bell on to, you know, talk about all the wins and do the victory lap.
And he's scared 130s, yeah, because we ain't ducking no smoke at 130. They know
well,
that.
After Saturday, we'll see. I mean, hopefully Colbert gets the win and Albert gets the win, and we can make that happen. I like that fight.
Yeah, we know who Colbert fighting. We already seen him, but yeah, he know that. They know that's easy work. So yeah, we want to make it happen now. Okay, all right, man. I'll take.
All right, champ. Appreciate you.
Okay. All right, yeah, appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gents, looks like we've been joined by Rick Ramos and undisputed champ Jessica McCaskill is also in the building. Come on in, ladies and gentlemen. Have a seat. Sorry, interview ran over a little longer than expected. How are you, champ? Good to see you. Rick, what's going on, man? Appreciate you. So for those living under a rock, this is Rick Ramos, trainer and manager of Jessica McCaskill, and this is the undisputed champ. Champ, what's going on? How's Vegas treating you?
I was just about to say I got a little man voice. I had to go through my picture album this morning and see what we got into last week.
Yeah, sorry we're late.
You guys went partying, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. Won a little money, had a few drinks, nothing crazy.
That's good. That's always good when you can win, for sure.
Definitely.
So jump into it, Danny.
I want to get into Creed.
Oh, the movie.
Creed 3. You know, obviously, they brought you in. I saw you were just in Atlanta filming. You know, down there with Michael B. Jordan and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, talk to us about not just that experience, but how that came about.
Absolutely.
Was that a Rick thing? Was that an Eddie Hearn thing? Like, what was it?
Everything in my career is always a Rick thing. Like, nobody's really pushing for me to do anything major outside of Rick. So, you know, everybody has to call him. Don't nobody call me. His information is on my Instagram. He's my manager. He gets paid to do that job. So you try to contact me, I'm gonna keep you on red and just be like, but because I just don't deal with other people like that. You know, it's not my job. So Rick got some phone calls and he asked me what I thought, and we negotiated prices and things, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. So the experience was really cool. Everybody was really nice, just very into like, are you okay? Like, do you need anything? Like, how are you feeling? Not just like, go over here, do this, we'll be back. You know, it was just like, as soon as I stepped on set and got to my trailer, they were like, so what's your breakfast order? And I was like, oh, word? Like,
That's
cheese
right.
quesadilla, please? Like, it was really cool. So got my own trailer, got to just hang out with everybody, hair, makeup, wardrobe. Everybody was so nice. Got to the set and they just basically had this like huge warehouse, and it had a boxing ring set up inside, and then they had all the lights and everything, and they had the extras, you know, in the background, because, you know, they can't make noise, so they like and so it's kind of, if you've never seen that before, it's kind of weird. But and then it was me and Todd Grisham were the two announcers for that specific fight, and Michael B. Jordan was just like super cool. Like, he came and like laid on the ring and was like, yeah, so, you know, just, I like what you said about this. Like, run that a couple more times and, you know, just how you feel. Just do whatever you want. I'm just like, all right, let's do it. So
they let you ad lib?
Yeah, they gave us script and they gave us storyboards, and they actually did a video with the choreographers of what it was gonna look like the shots, everything. It wasn't like, you know, somebody was holding the phone. They went through all of the pans and zoom in, zoom outs and everything. So on the plane, I'm trying to like run my lines like with the video, and he's like, "Oh no, that was just kind of like a sample. Like we'll plug and play where we need to, but you know, just do you, just say whatever you want to say." And I'm just like, "Okay." So it was good.
It's funny because, you know, I spoke to you yesterday, and obviously they brought you in to do the commentating. You know, your role in Creed 3, but it was funny because this was brought up yesterday. Somebody commented Jessica plays Drago's daughter and fights, you know, Creed's daughter, Donna's basically,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Michael B. Jordan's character. Yeah. Any chance that we see you back, you know, maybe as a fighter, not just a commentator?
I think the idea there is that I never want to play another fighter, but when Rick gets the right people on the phone and they do my life story, then that will be the movie that I'm either, you know, helping produce or I'm starring in for me as a fighter. So I don't really want to play somebody else. It'll be me. I'll play myself.
That's pretty
Interesting.
big. That's pretty big, right? When you talk about obviously the Rocky series and the Creed series, you know, seeing names like Tony Bellew and seeing names like
Gabe
Andre
Rosado, right?
Gabe Rosado, Andre Ward, Stitch Duran, who I know has worked your corner as a cut man. What was that feeling like when you got like the confirmation? Obviously, talks are always talks, and I'm sure you had an idea of what was going on leading up to it. But what was it like to get that confirmation? Like, wow, I get to say I did this, which only some of the greats have done.
It was definitely cool. And sometimes you go into things very like blinders, like I'm working, I'm here for this, and I'm gonna do this, because sometimes people try to distract you, or sometimes people try to reel you into like some side pocket type stuff, or so it's just like I was kind of going in with blinders. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna execute it, and I ain't gonna embarrass nobody. And then in the makeup trailer I see Stitch, and it's like, oh, what's up, and he's always so nice to see. And so then it kind of got to be like kind of like a family thing. That's kind of the vibe that it felt like. But the overall of like being in Creed, like I remember when I think we went to like a pre-show of either the first or the second one.
Yeah, I think the first one.
And so it was very much just like, oh, we're getting to see this like thing together, and now it's gonna be like legit. So the part that I play is at the beginning of the movie. So Rick is like, we're gonna go back to your hometown where you used to work at that movie theater, and we're gonna buy out the movie, and just all of our people are gonna go. And as soon as my like 8 seconds is over, I'm like, hey, that's it. Y'all go home. There's nothing else to see here. So
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So Rick, talk to us, man. First of all, thank you guys for being in studio so early. Yeah. I know.
Actually, I want to jump in and ask him the same question we asked Vic Green, because again, you're another young guy doing.
He ain't that young. He ain't that young.
Hey, put 2 youngs on it.
Don't interrupt him.
I mean, honestly, he looks young enough, and I'm sure you're inspiring people out there, and you've been able to come into this boxing game and really become a player, especially for women's boxing, and you've taken Jessica McCaskill to heights that I'm sure people didn't expect. So, yeah, I want to know how you got into it, and what, I guess, advice would you give anyone on the outside looking in, trying to be in your position?
I definitely first of all, thank you, and second of all, like, the new studio is dope.
Thank you.
But no, I honestly think like we live by the term like no days off. We take every single interview, no matter. We still do kind of, and we took from the people who would do news channels with 5 followers to 5 million followers. So we took everything in between. And I think just her name got out there, my name got out there. We kept pushing. And I would say my biggest form of advice is like build your social media. And the other thing is like surround yourself with good people and understand what you're signing. Because, I'm going to do a YouTube just explaining contracts. Because I think, I'm trying to sign a ton of fighters, and I put a lot of contracts out in the last couple of weeks, and I don't think any of the male or females understand the contracts. So, like, I think I need to do a YouTube explaining how contracts work. I'll probably get crucified for this, but the contracts are not the best that are out there. But so Jessica kind of started off with, with all due respect to her, not the best deal in the world because we didn't know if female boxing was going to take off or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Jessica like blew through her numbers, obviously, and the minimums were never even touched. She was just on another platform. But understand what you're signing, build your social media, and surround yourself with good people. And if the fighters, guys or girls, it doesn't even have to be girls, guys or girls, like if you are uncomfortable in a situation, just say no. Just don't do it. You know what I mean? Like, don't take a fight that you can't win. Don't take a fight where the odds are 80-20 against you. Try to hit the 50-50 mark as your riskiest fight. And you always have a chance, and you're always in the game. And
so did you think that first Katie Taylor fight was 50-50 going into it?
No, 100% not. But that's not it. Like, here's how I did it. And we talk about this all the time. Like, I took the fight. First things first, I'm like, us getting the fight, it was 80-20 against. So I was running my mouth, Jess was running her mouth, and then we got it. So now that was complete, right? So we flipped that. So next, I'm like, fuck. Okay, it's probably 70-30 going in, like day one when we signed the contract. I'm thinking 70-30, but it's my job to get it 50-50, right? So now after workouts, getting the right sparring, seeing how she looks, now it's 60-40, and we're getting close to the fight 2-3 weeks out. We get to London, and Jessica's feeling good. She's not nervous. She's like ready for battle. Everything's just started going our way. You know, we didn't feel intimidated by the promotion over there. I don't know, everything seemed right. I know her trainer is, in my opinion, not the smartest guy in the world. I don't think he knows more about boxing than I do. So I'm like, man, it's 50-50. 2 days.
You talking about Ross trainer?
Yeah.
Coach Ross?
Yeah, Ross Edelman. Yeah. I just don't think he's I don't think Katie Taylor's improved at all. I think she's still the same fighter that we fought the first time. Like, I mean, and I think her decisions are getting closer to barely winning. You know, majority decisions, split decisions, whatever.
So you're picking Serrano.
I'll get to that in a second. No, but I just think, so the night of the fight, we were 50-50. And, you know, the game plan was kind of like rattle her, hit her after the bell, push her, you know, things like that to rattle her. So if you go back and you look at that fight, we got a point taken away. I thought the fight was a lot closer. Tony Bellew scored it a draw. You know, I'm not saying we won the fight, but I think the fight was a lot closer than they scored it 8-2. That was, like, disrespectful. But,
yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I think it's going into a fight, if you can get a fight 50-50 at any point, get it there as close as you can, you know, and then you have, you know, a pretty good chance, you know. A 50-50 chance against a marquee fighter and you're getting paid well is not that bad, you know what I mean? That's kind of how I looked at it.
So, so just to recap, you're saying you've basically lived off experience. You know, coming into the game, you didn't know much, and at this point, you feel like a seasoned vet.
No, I don't. I mean, I'm learning still because, I mean, fuck, man, like, they're all trying to fucking rob me every day. I mean, like, for real, like, you know, I just, you know, I can't talk too much about it, honestly, because I feel like, you know, people threaten to sue me. Because I'll tell you the truth. Like, I'm out here like Prince. I'm out here like Michael Jackson giving you the truth, like Kanye West, you know what I mean? And people don't want, like, the higher-ups, the people who write the contracts, they don't want me out here spilling the beans. When I do this YouTube thing about the contracts, people are going to go crazy.
But won't that close doors possibly?
I don't give a fuck. Like, because no one's closing doors on me. Meaning, like, I have the capital and I have the relationships to do my own thing. I mean, we got here on our own. We still have a promoter, and you know what I'm saying? We have a promoter. Do we have a promoter? I mean, I promote Jessica more than our promoters. I promote Jessica more than anybody, right? Think about it. So we're still on our own, you know? So I definitely feel like, you know, I think I would, if I had a younger star like Summer Lynn, let's say, I would do it dramatically different now. And I think, like, I'm in a position to work with new people.
But you are doing it differently with her, right? Did you not shop her to Dazn? Because I hear she's with Fight Stars.
She just signed with Fight Stars, so that is public. So shout out to Summer Lynn, shout out to Fight Stars. We just signed like a week ago. I did shop her to Matchroom, and for whatever reason, you know, they wanted us to take another hard fight, kind of like Jess. They wanted us, in my opinion, to take a hard fight that I don't think, it was a 50-50 fight. Matchroom wanted us to fight Sandy Ryan, right? So a lot of people would say she's not ready for a fight like that, but, you know, Summer's been sparring with Jessica since she was 12 years old. So I definitely think she's tough enough. She's been fighting since she was about 7 years old in combat sports, jiu-jitsu, all that stuff. So, you know, she's definitely not afraid, but we're going to do things a lot different with Summer. So I'm excited for that.
And by different, you mean developing her?
100%. Like, you know, try to get her different opportunities, you know, take our time, pick the right people, like really, really take our time, really, really build the profile of a star. You know, I mean, if you look at, I mean, if they put money into Jess, Jess should be an icon by now. You know, she was a 140-pound world champion, undisputed, you know, a welterweight champion. I mean, she's already done in 13 fights, 26 amateur fights?
Yeah.
I mean, you've become undisputed faster than Katie Taylor.
Yeah.
I mean, Katie's got a gold medal. I mean, think about that. She has more belts than Katie Taylor. No one talks about that. You know what I mean? So I do get mad when, you know, people talk about Jess, just because it's like, man, she's done everything in a faster pace. I mean, Clarissa Shields got a gold medal. Katie's got a gold medal. Jess didn't have a gold medal. She did this with 26 amateur fights. That's good management. That's good training. That's hard work. That's toughness. It's everything, you know?
Yeah, most of these girls have more amateur fights than I have all together, pro and amateur put together. And just because of my age and coming into boxing so late, yeah, we went on a super fast pace. So there's no reason for Summer to have to do that. She's young. She has time. You know, so there's going to be a difference. It's almost like I went through what I went through so that other people don't have to. So it's definitely going to be different, but still calculated.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in meetings like like screaming, you know what I mean? Like Summer's gonna be the next superstar, you know, and everyone's like, oh, here we go. Like this they're not even like listening to me anymore. You know, maybe my delivery is too aggressive or whatever, but I just feel like Summer's gonna be a star. I mean, sometimes I look at the other people sign.
But why? Why is she gonna be a star?
I just think she's tough. I think she's been in the gym. She's tough. She's knocking people out. She's making dudes throw up, knocking guys out. Guys, I'm telling you the same thing that Jess did. I was like preaching it. Jess doesn't even spar with chicks anymore. It's crazy. Like I've been telling people, like Danny knows, but my training methods, my amateurs are sparring. Training 3 times a day. Girls with no fights yet. You know what I mean? I have a girl, Brandy Robinson. She's gonna turn pro in May. She has 4 amateur fights. She will destroy Christina Cruz. Destroy her in 2 rounds. I'm telling you. Wait till you see my girls. You know, I bring my girls to amateur shows, and they're like, "What do you feed your girls? Fucking gunpowder?" Like they're just explosive.
Let me tell you, yesterday I got to see, and it wasn't my first time, but I got to see Summerlin spar. And for those who don't know, Summerlin is a welterweight, 6-0, 3 knockouts.
Man, you moved her quick.
6-0, 3 knockouts.
That was during the pandemic, basically.
I know.
I don't. Think I
remember. I've been following her.
He just stayed busy. That's the difference.
Yeah. And Ness, you would have loved that spawn. This shit was bloody. Bloody spawn.
All the dudes in the gym.
Slick. Barthelomew's on the side. Mind you, he fights this weekend. He's on the side like, yo, who is that? They called me over. Like, what's her name? What's her record? And very slick. A lot of hit, not get hit. And, you know, I really see a bright future for her. Obviously, I've been familiar with her for some years now. BoxRec has her in the top 10. I know she's ranked in the WBA as well.
IBO, I believe, as well.
Yeah, so definitely looking forward to see what comes of that. Because at 6-0 already, you know, definitely impressed. Speaking of Summerlin, though, do we have like a date, maybe something in the works for her?
As far as the next
fight? Yeah.
Actually, me and Fight Stars is working on it now. It should probably be either here in Vegas or California next fight, April. Looks like the end of April. We just got to pick a date, but it looks like the end of April here in Las Vegas or at the very least maybe California.
You're doing the show?
Me, no. Fight Stars look like we're going to do our first show, so we'll see what happens.
Okay.
You got me announcing all this shit. I don't even think I was supposed to say anything. Shout out to Fight Stars.
Well, you know, since we are
it's family.
Announcing it.
I'm probably gonna be commentating it because we're doing a Fight Stars tomorrow.
Okay.
The one from Mexico.
Okay, good. Which part of Mexico?
They're doing it in Guadalajara. We're doing the live commentary, so the blow by blow.
That's dope.
So you got any tips for us, champ? You just got off set.
No, you the movie star now.
Right. Like doing actual commentary. Like, are you guys gonna be live there?
No,
we're gonna be in remote. Studio because it's remote. Yeah.
Like some of the wildest junk ever when we were in Fresno, and that Brock, is that his name? Brock, the guy from Australia. He was like banging, right? And they're up against the ropes where we were as commentators, and it's like you basically need an umbrella because sweat and all type of crap and you like, and he's taking the hits, and you know. But I think the thing that boxing fans look for is just, you know, that little knowledge, like the little, like, because sometimes people say the same thing and they like, it's like barbershop talk, you know, you say something and then somebody's gonna say this and then somebody's gonna come back with this. But when you come in with that little bit of knowledge that people don't really think about, like the real boxing fans will be like, oh man, yeah, they know what they're talking about, you know. And me as a boxer, like I see things differently, so I get a lot of love when I just kind of like say it how I see it, you know. So
champ, I gotta ask, or I gotta talk. I'm looking at your hands, and you have to be a boxer.
Yeah.
Your hands are fucking big.
Yeah.
I've been dying to just. I need to put.
Yeah.
Give me a shot of this.
Her hands are like swole.
Bro, they're huge, bro. I've been just looking at them like.
Keep in mind, Ness is 6'4".
I'm 6'5".
6'5".
I'm 250.
Yeah.
Bro, your hands are huge. Now I see why you fight the way you fight.
Speaking of hands.
Yeah, speaking of hands, I see
See the
that
ring. I seen that too.
No. Nah, I ain't forget the ring. I'm looking at that Rolex.
Oh.
What you got there?
It's an old one.
Danny's into the quality
curious.
watches. I'm into the gossip. I see the matching rings. You guys, did you guys do something while you was in Vegas?
What are you talking about?
These matching
championship rings.
The black ones.
No, we haven't done anything official. How did you say it the other day on the other podcast? It was so elegant.
Well, first of all, we came out here, everybody started talking about these rings. Everyone was talking about the undisputed rings, but no,
because everybody sees those black rings. They're like, hold up, did they get a quick one off?
Vegas. It is Vegas.
I know.
Yeah.
Did you guys elope?
Not yet.
That's good. No, take your time, man. You know.
What was the thing you said about practice?
Oh, yeah.
You don't just like hop into something. You know, you take it and
We see how it feels. And,
take it for a walk, and that's all.
That's good. That's good.
But this I got after one of my fights. I don't know.
Maybe the first Cecilia fight.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cecilia for getting the team Rolexes.
Just something to like invest.
You got shirts on, Rick?
No, not
okay.
Yeah, just Rick is always talking about investing, and you can always buy sell Rolexes, so and they can go up in value, and so why not
it's
invest
up like
in something
50%
like
that Rolex already.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, 50% already.
Yeah, because I'm we over here wearing rubber rings. Like I'm not really the flossy type, but I take pride in like my wins, which this is when I won the first WBC. This is the undisputed ring that we got made. So I'm definitely gonna rock these. And then this was literally an investment that I'm not gonna just sit up in a box because, you don't wear them, they don't work. So
Yeah, you know what? And that's what they used to do that back in the day where like the sanctioning bodies used to have like a championship ring.
Yeah, no, they still give them out. I know the WBO gives them out.
Yeah.
WBC gives you a watch. And for some of the trainers get the
I got
the trainer's belt.
Yeah, I got the trainer's belt. But like when we try to carry 6 belts around,
8.
I mean, it's 8 belts around?
Technically.
Yeah, it's like
9,
fucking 80 pounds. Shit.
Aesthetically, it looks better.
I don't carry them because he carries them for me. So.
You should have carried them in here. We needed those in studio today. Aesthetically, it looks better for the champ to have all her belts.
Did you guys bring them to Vegas?
No, we didn't bring it.
It's extra luggage.
Yeah,
I bet.
man,
I bet it's a briefcase. I mean, a luggage in its own.
Yeah, that's why I think they should bring like championship. We made these ourselves. You can check it out if you want. But like we made these ourselves, and we thought it was important to kind of show what we did without having to carry the belts around. But,
Trav, can you zoom on that or what? Let's see how good the studio is.
Yeah, it's dope.
Nice.
We designed them ourselves, had them made ourselves.
Hey, Trav, get the diamond tester out.
Right, shit.
Yo, the detail on that's badass.
So I also want to ask, are you guys going to stay in Chicago or have you relocated?
I'm not a relocated type of dude.
Really? You're going to stay in that cold, Rick?
Yeah, I mean, for now, anyways,
What's for now? How many? I'm just a very warm-blooded guy. I moved from Jersey to Florida because I can't stand the cold. And now they're bringing me out here. It's freezing in Vegas.
Yeah, I know, right? You brought the cold with you.
I know. It's crazy.
No, I think we were talking about that yesterday. Like, I think we'll end up in like Scottsdale, Arizona, somewhere at some point, maybe in a few years. My mom is still healthy and well, and I want to make sure, like, I don't want to drag her all over the United States with me. So I want to make sure my mom's good. Got to make sure Jess' mom's good.
Same.
They're both. My mom's retired. Her mom's about to retire. So as long as they're both good and they're both here,
and they're both in Chicago.
Yeah. So Illinois.
Yeah, I guess it makes it harder.
Illinois. Yeah, because we can't leave them So. Yeah,
I mean,
we'll
honestly, we just
is that a dog?
Is that a dog barking?
Yeah. Somebody better feed that dog.
Oh wow.
That dog.
I mean, we just left Atlanta. Now we're here in Vegas, so it's not like we're home all the time. Not anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the last 3 weeks last week and a half we were in Iowa, Atlanta, and now in Vegas.
St. Louis. We were in St.
Louis too. Yeah, so we've been running around, but I think I don't know. I like to bring the stars back to Chicago. Like I'm a Chicago kid. Born and raised in the city. Like, I would love to bring big names back to Chicago. If I was to train Teofimo Lopez for free, or if I was to train Anthony Joshua for free, I'd like to bring him to Chicago, and that would be dope. But
you think you can get along with his dad?
I don't care about his dad. You know what I mean?
But his dad is going to be there. I mean, I just seen an interview where he's like, "Oh, we'll let Reynoso be the trainer, but I'm still the head trainer."
That's not going to last long.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's just a matter of, like, let's just say if they call me, right? Like, I would just take the dad out. Like, Teofimo is obviously, he's talented. I love the kid. I think that me and the dad, let's just go grab a beer, man. Just talk. Tell me, like, let it off your chest. Like, obviously he has a chip on his shoulder about something in the boxing world, or maybe about a lot of things. Let him talk. Let's see if I can fix that somehow, or at least like calm that down. And if I couldn't, then I'd be like, I'm not gonna engage. You know what I mean? So, you know, we're in a position to do a lot of stuff for free, and meaning for free is like,
you don't need the money.
Yeah, so I think when you don't need the money and you can make moves, like you're doing very well. Like you didn't have to come here, but you see like the potential, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you've always done well, so you don't need to be here either. But you guys see the potential, see the opportunity. You didn't have to do it, but you're like, man, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my thing. Same thing with me. So it's like it's beautiful. You know how it is. Wake up. It's fucking great feeling.
I gotta
amazing.
I gotta ask. And I'm gonna start with Rick because Rick is a character. I have to ask.
Oh man.
I don't remember what exact telecast I saw it on. I know it was on the social media as well, but there was a DAZN video where Katie Taylor listed like her top 5 women fighters, and you know the former unified super lightweight, the current undisputed welterweight champion of the world, wasn't a part of her top 5.
Who was the 5?
I don't even know.
I tell you, the people that she doesn't have to fight, the people that are like, you know, at a lighter weight, or people that, you know, she's trying to be besties with, like
Michaela Mayer, Clarissa, Amanda, just in case if she loses, and who else was it?
I know
maybe Sinise was.
Yeah, Sinisa's bad. I love Sinisa.
And I know
Sinisa's
Baumgartner, Alicia Baumgartner was on that list as well.
I like Alicia Baumgartner too.
That's a good fight.
But what'd you make of the list? I mean, to me it was just a little interesting, right? Because I'm not a fighter, but if I was a fighter and I beat a 2-division champion, a current undisputed champion, I would want to have her on my top, you know, on my list, because that just makes my win look that much better, right? What were your thoughts on that? That was a little
well, first of all, it's like I'm not surprised. You know, I've had conversations with people in her circle where they said, "Oh, Katie don't like you or Jess because she doesn't like the way that you guys got to this point," right? And that's
what's that mean though?
That's like
how did you get to this point? I thought it was
like maybe calling her out, and then we got that fight. You know, made a name for ourselves, and then just beat Cecilia Breakhouse, whatever, you know. And I knew that going into.
I think you could use a little pick me up.
Box rec.
Sorry.
Box rec ads. Sorry,
but no. So like, I wasn't surprised by her comment. I know that Katie Taylor's a hater. You know, so first off, like they posted that video, right? So I went bonkers. So I shared it and I said, see, I wanted the public to see that Katie Taylor is a hater and she hates on Jess, you know, for whatever reason, right? Because everyone's trying to pretend like she's a princess, whatever. So I went bonkers. I shared it, and then DAZN deleted it. They deleted it. And then, you know, I get calls from people like, Rick, watch your mouth. Like, you're disrespecting Katie. And I'm just like, man, fuck Katie. You know what I mean? This is a business, and like, you know, I'm trying to like, I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're always going to make it. You know what I mean? No matter what, no matter who. And like you, if you're Matchroom, if you don't like me, then he might like me. Or if you're a Golden Boy, you might not like me, but you might like me. So there's always people that like.
But DAZN is heavily invested in women's boxing like no other network or, you know, promoter.
Okay, they're heavily invested in Katie.
Right. And in the names that they want.
That is true, because they let Savannah Marshall go. I never understood why they let Marshall go.
You know, I don't really understand a lot of things, but I also think that, you know, DAZN is awesome. They've treated us really well as far as like opportunity-wise. But, you know, there's other things that necessarily like I can't really speak on because, you know, I don't want people calling me and shit, you know, but you know, I don't know. I think ultimately, like, if you look at all the Americans signed in female boxing, right? They had to take, like, she had to beat Cecilia. She was an underdog. Baumgartner had to beat Terry Harper. Amanda's not signed by Matchroom, I don't believe. So it's like,
but they wanted her. She was signed, and she had to fight Katie, but that never happened. Remember, it was the sister first, and then her, and whatever happened.
Now she's with Jake Paul, right?
Yeah, now she's with MVP.
Shout out to Jake Paul. Give me a call. So no, but I'm saying, like, I just think like for whatever reason, the Americans seem to have to work a little bit harder, and we have to win an upset to get signed, and you know, I don't really. That bothers me a little bit. So
since we brought up Serrano and Taylor in that fight, April the 30th in the Garden, you know, that's a little over 2 months out.
Mm-hmm.
You guys haven't fought since December. I mean, that's a 5.5 month turnaround. But is there any talks, or have you guys tried to get on that card? I mean, I know Franchon Cruz is on the card for undisputed at super middle. Wouldn't it make sense to get a former rival of Katie's and, you know, the current undisputed welterweight champ of the world on that card?
Listen, it's 7:30 in the morning. You're gonna get me all fucking charged up. You know
what? Yo, you need some coffee? We can make you some coffee to get you a double shot of espresso. We want you nitro status over here. Let's go.
To be fair, though, it's 9:30 in Chicago, so it ain't that early.
No, that's true. 9:30 in Chicago.
good.
No, I just think like I was told we were supposed to be on it, and then things changed, and you know, I was upset, and you know, I don't even know where it is right now, but right now it looks like Jess is going to commentate the Katie Taylor Serrano fight. That's really all.
What do you mean things changed? I mean, hold on, like we got over 2 months for the fight.
You know, I was told we were supposed to be on that show.
Okay.
And then for whatever reason, things didn't work out. For whatever reason, I still it's unclear to me. But you know, we were offered a Chantel Cameron fight, and you know,
at what weight?
Again, I don't know if I can disclose deals. Like I don't wanna, you know, whatever.
Okay.
But I will say that the weight was a weight that I felt a bit, you know, disrespected. So.
Oh wow! So you guys weren't put in the weight restriction.
Nah.
So what he's
So you're
saying,
not even being treated as the champion.
So you said it, Ness.
Damn, you should have put the camera on.
No, for real. No,
so what he's saying for the people in the chat that don't understand, he's saying, mind you, Cameron's champion at 140, a division that Jessica's already unified in.
She got my belt. She has my WBC belt.
Vacant.
So what Rick is saying, that they offered the Chantel Cameron fight at a catch weight.
Mm-hmm.
So basically,
no catch weight, 140.
No.
Catch weight for my belts.
For her belts.
Oh wow!
That's when he said that he felt disrespected. It got to be a catch weight.
Yeah, I didn't like the weight proposal. It
no
made no
reason.
sense to me. So I want to explain to all the.
But the catch weight would be on.
They wanted us to give a weight.
Oh wow!
So you know what I'm saying. So for the people who like don't know, okay. So when I don't really necessarily, I think Jessica's a 145 pounder, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like for real at heart, right? But there are girls, like I don't like 147 that much, and I think we should go down to 140, right? So I was told like, well, you don't want to fight Jessica at 147, so why don't you take catch weight smaller, right? So my response is, no, well, we would fight someone like Chantel at 147, but we would fight someone like Clarissa at 145. We would fight Hannah Rankin at 150. Do you see what I'm saying? Like only
depends on the woman.
No. Yeah, only boxing heads know. Like I don't think Hannah Rankin's a big puncher. So for Jessica to fight for Hannah Rankin's belt at 154, we'll take a catch weight at 150 because I don't think she's a big puncher, right? Savannah Marshall make 158 or 154. I don't think that's a good fight for Jess at 154, right? So it's just like if you know boxing and you know the weights, you know how people punch. Like we want to take Clarissa down as low as we can, so we'll take her down to 145.
That's interesting though, because you've had a lot to say about Clarissa. So why you want to suck her down?
Well, because I know she can't. I'm not even sure she can make 147. You see how bad she look at 158?
But then that means you're not getting the best version of her. So doesn't that water down Jessica's win?
But that's how boxing works. Remember how he was saying you got to get it to 50-50, whatever. That's one component to get it
That's
to.
my play. So like the champion should never give a weight. Like
Cecilia did.
So why would the GOAT in her mind? You know how she is.
Well, because
she's not gonna give up weight for y'all.
Because if she's so, she's so arrogant, her ego will get the best of her. She'll like, I'll come down to 145. We'll come down to 145 and get beat. And then she'll be like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And then she's gonna get beat, and I'm gonna be like, I told you we beat her on the scale before the fight started. Like Cecilia Breakhouse, when they called me and offered 140, or they offered us the 144 the first time, I passed. And then I knew they weren't going to, that fight might not come back around. So I said, hey, ask Cecilia Breakhouse if she'll fight Jess at 145. And Eddie Hearn was like, oh, I don't think they'll do it. I'm like, just to see what they say. And Tom Loeffler said, yeah, we'll do the fight. As soon as the champion gave up 2 pounds to us, I was like, we got her. That was like 30% of the battle. In my head, I'm like, all right, cool. Now the fight's like, I didn't think she could make 145. And it looked like she struggled a bit.
She did. We were in Oklahoma in August. It was hot, and she was out there with plastic on. And I'm like, dang, she was on like the DAZN, like, hey, let's see what the fighters are doing. And she's in plastic and it's hot. And
With
I'm
a
like,
hood.
yeah. And I'm like, to me, it's like, that's a visual you don't want to give somebody else. It's almost like when you watch somebody do mitts, and it's like, okay, that's what their timing looks like, whatever. And eventually you get to a point where, you just got to do what you got to do and people are going to see you. But, if I had to cut weight like that, I'd fake the funk on camera and then get in my room and sit in that hot tub and, do it in the privacy of my own whatever. But she was out there on camera with the plastic. I'm like, yo, she can't make weight.
Right? We were so excited when we saw that.
The fuel right there.
Right? It's all mind games, Whether or not it's true, it's almost irrelevant. Right?
It is because we don't necessarily know if she couldn't make weight. If that's just the routine.
But that helped us build a little confidence that we needed to get over the hump.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
So what did you guys think of that Cameron fight with McGee?
I thought, I actually thought Chantel Cameron boxed better. I thought Chantel Cameron was going to come in and blast out.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't do that. She actually boxed better than I thought. She didn't really engage with Mary. It was kind of like, I don't know. It was a decent fight. It kind of turned out the way I thought. Like I've been saying it was going to turn out. I think it was 9 rounds to 1.
Really? That's how you scored it?
No, that's what it was. No, that's not what I scored. I scored it 7-3.
We talking about Mary McGee, right?
Against
the tall
Chantel Cameron.
Man, did you see it 9-1 too?
No, I didn't see it that way. Wasn't it scored that way?
I don't know. I don't know what it was.
7-3.
I never watched boxing with the TV on. It's been years.
I think they scored it 9-1. It was crazy, but
we're gonna check.
I had it 7-3.
To hear it with TV is I would go back not live. If I watch your fight live, I don't have the commentators on.
One judge had it 10-zip.
Yeah.
One judge had it 9.
Bro, did you guys watch that fight?
Yeah.
That wasn't no 10-0 fight.
Because Mary's from the Chicago area, so I wanted to see what she would do outside of Chicago.
She actually shocked me. She did better than what I expected. For her record, you know what I mean?
So one judge 10-zip, one judge 9-1, one judge 9-1 with the 10-10 round.
Yeah, see.
I didn't see it that wide.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They didn't give her any.
I didn't see it. Maybe I saw maybe 8-2, 7-3, but Chantel did a lot better than I thought. I don't know. But she couldn't handle. I don't think Chantel could handle the choke of Jessica. Like Jessica will come for you. All 2 minutes, all 10 rounds.
Well,
it's a lot to deal with.
What was it like? I'm just curious because you just brought up how in that first Cecilia fight, her weight cut. That fight was in Oklahoma,
outside,
in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A very unique. That was Matchroom's first card since the pandemic here in the States. What was that experience like? To be fighting outside, because for me, I used to play football. Playing on certain fields was different, especially bigger fields. The background is kind of like a different perspective. Like you're kind of looking at things differently.
Mm-hmm.
I was just curious to see, what was that like for you? That was your first outdoor fight as well, right?
Yeah.
First outdoor fight, and it's not in a venue. It's in a street.
In the street, yeah.
An intersection.
It was pretty crazy. And so whenever we have fights, we'll have our phone set up on DAZN and we'll be watching what's going on out there. So we see the cut mans and at the beginning of the very beginning of the card, and then as the rounds go on, their whole back is sweated out, and I'm just like, all right, it's gonna be hot out there. I'm from the Midwest though, and so we outside playing no matter what. But it's just knowledge that you put in your head and you don't let it freak you out. And then we get out there. They actually were gonna switch us to go, I think, a fight earlier because there were thunderstorms headed in, and it didn't end up happening. We went when we were supposed to go. But I think there was a slight cold front that came in because we're on the street that, it's the heat comes down and then it's beating back up at you. So you getting a double whammy. But a cold front came in and dropped maybe 10 degrees. So it was maybe 80 something when we were out there. So that kind of helped. But I mean, honestly, I just kind of go in and shut everything else out and just try to be smart about it.
Can I ask real quick?
Go ahead.
Has the Katie rematch ever been offered?
It's been dangling. I've been in, listen.
She's talking about it right now. She's after Serrano, I want McCaskill. And it's okay, is that the flavor of the week again? Because, we were supposed to do this 4-woman tournament. I was supposed to fight
that's
Cecilia. Right. She was supposed to fight Amanda, but then Amanda dropped out. Delphine got put in. Katie lost that fight, but they gave it to her. And then I fought Cecilia and won. And then we were supposed to head up. And then it just like fizzled out. They deleted that junk. So that went nowhere. And then every once in a while she'll say, yeah, I want the best. I want McCaskill in like interviews. And it's like, she talking mad shit. Like if you wanted it, you would have the contract. Like put it out there.
Do you guys feel that you need to do the same thing as the first fight? The way that you got the first fight?
I guess it depends on the weight. If we can make that fight at 144, 145 for our belts, Katie Taylor, let us pick the location, not in the UK. And I think we rough her up. I think this is...
But isn't it more money in the UK?
It is and it isn't. I mean, you know, I think...
And for women's boxing, isn't it a bigger fight? Like you'll physically have more people cheering against you or for you.
But they show up. Most likely it'll be somewhere where there's like an international airport and people will show up for Katie. So it's like, let them travel, let them come over here.
So New York.
Nah, I don't even like New York. No offense. I just don't like. I don't.
I hate
That's
New
still
York.
a comfort zone for her. That's still a comfort zone.
Yeah, that's still her like second home, New York. So I'm not even with New York. Like I would rather.
Wait, isn't her training from Connecticut though?
Yeah, upstate New York, right?
I thought he was from Connecticut.
Yeah,
he's from Connecticut.
He's from Connecticut. He is.
Yeah, so I mean, I just don't like New York, but that's her second home with regards to like.
So you're saying Vegas?
Vegas is dope. West Coast would be ideal, but you know they won't
LA.
do that. Yeah, I would do that. But, you know they ain't gonna do that.
I think it's just hard to travel for them to get to Cali from the UK. It's you know like a layover or more expensive.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't care. You know what I mean?
I mean, don't you want the fans? Don't you need the tickets?
I want the win. Listen, if again, and I say this as respectfully as I can, like we've never done anything for money. You see what I'm saying? So like we want the win. And if we beat Katie Taylor, you ain't never getting a rematch. That's it. And you're gonna end your career.
Why would you say never when it'll be 1-1? You need that third one.
Well, you know, I don't want you know, you ain't never getting a rematch. I'll say it again, you know. Call whoever you got.
I love Rick.
Like,
that's how you negotiate.
Hell yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't know, whatever. Like I would love to take you know, give Katie her first loss and you know, let her like sweat it out, let her not sleep for 3 months to figure out what she's gonna do next. You know what I mean? And that would be amazing for me.
Yeah, man, she's being hit more and more.
Yeah, and I think if I mean, let's talk about that, right? Like, who do you like? Who do you like, Katie versus Serrano?
A
year ago, you'd
Serrano gets hit a lot too, but she's hitting hard. So I don't know if she's giving. Taking to give, kind of like you. I don't know. We got to see how that's gonna look now versus Katie. But yeah, I'm leaning towards Serrano because I feel like Katie's just been consistently showing a slight decline, I guess, or like you said, if decline is the wrong word,
vulnerability.
Well, no improvement.
She's stagnant.
Right, like if you look at the last 3 fights, majority decision. Barely like 3 judges scored 6 for her. They're just before it was Katie win 10 rounds, 8 rounds, and blah blah. And they keep saying, well, she's fighting harder opponents. Man, the last 3 or 4 girls Katie fought, I never even heard of them before. And I'm in female boxing.
Sharapova, you ain't never heard of Sharapova?
I never heard of her. And the other 3 girls, the girl that she fought in Leeds, I never heard of that girl. She just had a baby like 3 months before that fight. Like that shit's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not even good for boxing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I
mean, shout out to her. Shout out to her for taking the fight, and making the money, and making
Jennifer Hahn.
Yeah, shout out to Jennifer for taking the fight and making money. I'm not, make your money.
She's a nice gal.
It just rubs off the real boxing public, the real boxing heads.
So they padded her record.
Man, you said it. I can't even say that. I don't know. Hey, whoever's watching, I didn't say that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what'd you guys make of
Wait, no, who do you guys like? So you're going Serrano.
I'm going Serrano.
Who do you like?
Yeah, it's the same Serrano.
Who do you like, Jess?
They're not going to let Katie lose.
Yeah, it's
They'd be like, that wasn't a
Katie.
knockout, that was a slip. Katie wins.
It's going to be split decision, Katie Taylor.
Not
because I don't like Serrano, not because I don't think
Serrano changed that last girl's face. I don't know, she hits too hard and Katie gets hit.
It's so weird, right? Like someone else brought this up, like, Serrano's got a lot of knockouts like under 130 or below that, right? And then like she struggled at 135 and 140. A little vulnerable at 140 where she got rocked a couple times, by like a C- level, D+ fighter, Reynoso. So it's like I don't know if she has knockouts at 135, Serrano. I'm not sure, but she might not bring that power because Miriam stood right in front of her and she should have knocked Miriam out. Did she knock her out or did it go decision?
Nah, but that girl's. I think the last girl did get stopped.
No, it wasn't decision.
Yeah,
oh, really?
So, like if she was knocking out Miriam, then I'd be like, yo, Katie's in trouble. But I think Katie's not gonna stand in front of her. It's gonna be pity pat. Katie Taylor, and I'll say it again. Katie Taylor is a professional amateur. That's it. You change something up. You make it 12 rounds, different. You make it 3-minute rounds, different. She's not a professional. She's a professional amateur. It's completely different.
Yo, I'm sorry.
But it's gonna be hard to get those 3 minutes approved.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Is it gonna take the two fighters to agree, or that is a commission decision?
No, you could. So if Katie fought Jessica, if they brought that 3-minute rounds, I'd take it.
But what I'm asking is it a fight? So it's a fighter's decision.
It's a fighter's decision, and it's a state decision because the like Vegas, you could probably get away with it. Like the commission might let you do it here. In New York, I'm not sure because I feel like New York is a little bit tougher.
So,
Chicago's
but ultimately, the commission has the last say.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And obviously it depends what state you're in, but yeah.
Yeah, I think New York is a lot more strict about.
Yeah,
things.
I think so too. But
Serrano's looking for 3-minute rounds.
Of course, because it benefits Serrano. I think she trains everyone in her people. I love Jordan. Shout out to Jordan, her manager and brother-in-law. I love Cindy Serrano, her sister. Always been dope with me. Amanda's been dope with me. I like the Serranos, so I think they train at a different. Like Heather Harding would probably do good in 3-minute rounds because she comes from that same Gleason's and she comes from that tough East Coast gym. So like they know what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not sure if Katie Taylor's ever been in those kind of gyms. The Philly gyms, the New York gyms, the Chicago gyms where they're 3-minute rounds and everyone's gonna kill you. Detroit
in Chicago,
gyms.
If you go to somewhere and you sparring with a guy, they'll be like, you want to do 5-minute rounds? And then they already got the heat all the way up, and you're not going to say no. As long as it's a safe, situation, we know who it is.
Yeah,
like,
shout out
to
Montel Griffin.
Yeah.
Montel Griffin want to do 5-minute rounds, and we're like, all right, fuck it, run it. Because we ain't going to punk out. Shout out to my boy Montel Griffin.
Yeah, so I don't think she's ever, I think, she comes in and, somebody has her wraps like folded, and and then have her gloves and they're already wiped out. Like, you in Chicago, you darn near like getting the mouthpiece from under the ring, or you biting down on the towel just because you forgot your mouthpiece.
Right? We got a community mouthpiece. You leave your mouthpiece, we're going.
Damn.
You don't wash that. Yeah, that's what you get.
I got a super chat.
Why? What the?
I got a super chat here. I got a super chat here from London Runs Boxing. He says Taylor dropped Gutierrez. Serrano did not.
Yeah, that's
But Serrano has the power. Cringe face emoji. Katie by KO. He's calling.
Katie by knock. I would bet.
No disrespect. That's a London fan. They're hardcore for their people.
Yeah, shout out to the UK people.
Yeah, I get a lot of love from UK too. Yeah. But they're gonna stick by their people.
Yeah, they should. And they should too. That's a good point. Like I don't know if Serrano's power is real above 130.
I was just looking. I don't think she has any stoppages above 130.
Yeah, see what I mean? I look at all that shit. You know what I mean? So that's how I don't know. We'll see. This could be one of them things where it's like the Vernon Forrest.
So what happens if she wins though?
Ooh,
Amanda.
We talked to Jordan. Me, Jess, it was a 4-way phone call. It was me, Jess, Amanda, and Jordan at like maybe a year ago.
Yeah.
But I talked to Jordan. I just talked to Jordan like 2 weeks ago. But like we've always talked about them two fighting. Jess versus Amanda. The weight would be weird. We'd have to figure it out. But
that's a possibility.
That's a possibility.
What's the highest she's been? She looks like
140. Yeah.
Oof. So you need her at 145 at the least.
No, I don't know. I think it depends how this fight plays out. But I think I don't know, with Jake Paul involved on their end and the money, that means the money's higher, right? Because he brings 20 million new followers. So that would be a different scenario than fighting Katie. That's more appealing to me now. Jessica fighting Serrano because of Jake Paul, and he brings in a whole different platform that could see us. So that's a little bit more appealing now. Than the Katie Taylor fight, because that fight's been dang. You know how many meetings I had about Katie Taylor, off the record and off the side and this and that, man. And
I'm over it. Basically.
Yeah, I've had meetings in dungeons about this fight.
What about this new girl? Not new, but she just won the vacant title. Is that a fight that you could do at a catchweight? She moved up 3 divisions for 54 title. Remember?
Natasha Jonas.
Jonas.
She's not new.
No. I mean new.
Oh, okay.
Because she got her new championship this weekend.
First of all, I love Joe Gallagher, her trainer, and I think it's her manager too. And I actually like Natasha Jonas. She's always been a good person to us. So shout out to them too, and congratulations. She's promoted by a boxer, Ben Shalom. And Ben, I talked to Ben on Zoom, and me and Ben Shalom talked a few times. Shout out to Ben Shalom, and so he tried to make Jess versus Natasha Jonas, and I told Ben, I'm like, I don't think that Natasha Jonas deserved the undisputed shot at 147. Not to go from 135, 147 with she never fought in the division. So I was like, why would we do that? You know what I mean? So
the money wasn't worth it?
No, we didn't even get that far, but I just thought, like, there's bigger fights for her. Chantel Cameron, Katie Taylor, Serrano. Like, she'd have to do something spectacular, in my opinion.
Is this spectacular?
It's great for her. But that's what I was telling you. Like I said, we would fight Hannah Rankin at 150 because there are girls that aren't really, they don't punch like 154 pounders. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I talk about weight or different fights, people are like, wait a second, you fight, this person at that way and this. Yeah, because I feel like they don't know
everyone's an individual. I get it. But with Jonas, where would you take that fight? And is it appealing now that she won a world title?
I think they tried to make that stepping stone to get to us. Like,
yeah, of course.
Okay, well, sure, let's do
of course.
this then.
Yeah, I think if she's undisputed at 154.
Wow, so she's got to undisputed to get a shot?
Yeah,
That's
because she's a champion at 154. She's not. She's only Hannah Rankin, right? Hannah Rankin got 2 belts.
And then
so it's just one more fight. Yeah, and I need her status to come up a little bit. You see what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it's more of a status thing. It's more of a money thing. I personally think that. Right off the top of my head, I could be like, hey, Eddie Hearn's gonna say that fight is worth this much for Jessica, and I already know, like in my head, I think, okay, he's gonna offer us this. That's not the money that I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? So obviously that's a risky fight of some degree. I just don't know. Every fight, like you fighting Danny, you fighting me, or you fighting Jess, they're all different levels of cash, right? So I got to put you in a position with the best opportunity, the biggest cash.
Do you not feel like this could be like a Roy Jones, John Ruiz moment where it's like right opponent, right time, catch you, get this belt, go back down?
Yeah.
Like Natasha Jonas has fought lower than, her lowest weight is lower than anything Jessica's fought at, right?
Yeah.
So like, why not go get that third division and just...
And it's a common opponent with Katie.
With Katie, yeah.
I think she could be Hannah Rankin, Natasha Jonas. So let her get the undisputed, and then it's worth it for us. I just don't think we win 2 belts, and then it's like what?
But in this world where boxing is so political, you really think that you'll be able to put 2 undisputed champions in the ring together?
That's the whole goal, is to do some stuff that you've never done before. Like,
I proposed this on Twitter. I said, okay, so let's just say, for argument's sake, Natasha Jonas is undisputed at 154, Jess is undisputed at 147, and Chantel Cameron's undisputed at 140, and then Katie at 135. I say let them fight for another championship, undisputed versus undisputed. Let's make the catch weight. But the belts ain't even on the line. You know what I mean? So like there'll be like a diamond belt that's just... undisputed. Only the undisputed can fight for. That gives something that's something that the undisputed people don't have.
It's another level that is being created.
And being undisputed is like a pain in the ass. Like
that's what I'm saying. You got so many mandatories. You're dealing with so many sanctioning bodies. So how do you keep her? That's what I'm saying. How do you keep her undisputed while simultaneously keeping 3 other women undisputed? It's a lot of.
I will say this, and correct me if I'm wrong, we don't really give a fuck about being undisputed. We just want the biggest fights, right? Like we would fight Katie tomorrow, no belts, 141. It's just not, you know what I'm saying? Like they chase belts. I mean, it's been amazing to have the belts, but we rather have the bigger fights. We rather have legacy. The belts are cool, but dealing with these sanctioned bodies and paying those fees, it's
funny.
Annoying.
That's what I was going to. It's funny that you say that because Clarissa just was telling Christopher Colbert, who said the same thing you're saying. His exact words were, I don't fight for belts. I fight for money and legacy.
Yeah.
She said, well, that's weird because the belts bring you the money, and I thought the belts were the legacy.
I think, and that's a great point. Shout out to Chris, because I actually like that kid. Here's the thing. We already won undisputed. So, we have the credibility, right? So, I do think I'm right and wrong, and maybe Chris is right and wrong. You should win.
Well, no, that's Clarissa who said it to Chris.
Right. You're
Clarissa
saying,
said, isn't the belts bringing the money and
right? But I think you should win. You have to win something, right, to be credible, to do what you want. Floyd won all those belts, and he was like, "I'm gonna do what the fuck I want."
But he never undisputed.
Yeah.
And here you are telling Jonas to undispute just to get a fight.
Yeah, just because I don't think her market value is where I need it to be. Because we have other opportunities, you know what I mean? So
I don't know. Someone's invested in Jonas. She's got a lot of opportunities.
Yeah,
That
Ben
seemed-
Shalom, you know what I mean? And I just don't think like they went to 154 because Eddie Hearn's got everyone from 135 to 147, right? So I don't even know if Ben and
Eddie
would
deal
even
together.
work. I don't know if they would even work with each other. I don't know. I know there was some drama back.
I know one is boxer and the other is the zone, so I don't know how you can make that happen.
Right. I don't know. I don't even know if it's possible. I have no idea. I'm sure it's possible somewhere, somehow, pay-per-view, whatever. I don't know, but
I don't know because UK, the zone got the zone UK, and now boxers with Sky Sports.
Right. So here, all right, perfect example. Now you're Eddie Hearn, right? Ness, you're Eddie. Would you let your undisputed champion fight someone from Golden Boy or whatever? Because especially if you don't have.
No, but you as a manager should bring it up. Like, hey, what about that Jonas fight, Eddie? So that he can be like, no, because he's going to know that's on another network. Let me find something from McCaskill to keep her satisfied here on the DAZN side of things.
And yeah, it's a great point, and I feel like we've gave him our wish list to match him, and no one's called me back.
And they said, hey, why don't you commentate? They took the gloves away and
So-
gave me a microphone.
So how long is left on the contract?
2 more fights.
Oh, damn. That's a year.
Yeah.
Or more, depending
You know
how
what's
it
crazy?
moves.
You know what's crazy too? Like I don't even understand the mandatories, to be honest with you, because they were saying this girl's a mandatory for Jessica, and then 2 days later, hey, we get an offer, a real offer from, our promoter saying, hey, how about Chantel Cameron? What happened to the mandatory?
I thought I had mandatory.
Like the mandatory was there. Like I don't even understand mandatories. Lou DiBella's blowing up my phone. Shout out to Lou DiBella. Like he's like blowing up my phone. I didn't answer, but. I like Lou, but it's just too much drama for me. Because, he's a lawyer, and all these people want to get me on the phone to get me to say something. Man, just text it to me. You know what I mean? Because, people are weird in this game.
So what does Lou want with you? He got a girl?
I don't know. Well, his girl supposedly was our IBF mandatory, and then next thing you know, we're getting phone calls from Matchroom saying, why don't you fight Chantel Cameron? And it's just like, man, I don't know what's real. We never got a letter saying that our mandatory, we had a respond to a mandatory. I don't know what's true. I don't even know how mandatories work. You know what I mean? Like,
Did you call the sanctioning body?
No, because I'm like, we're supposed to get a letter. So I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking wake up anyone if they're sleeping over there. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. I'm staying in my lane, and we check the mail every day.
So you said Jessica's been out 5 months now, right?
Since December. She was on the Haney card.
December.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not 5 months.
No.
But by the time that
I'm
fight
saying
would have happened,
by April 30th. By April 30th.
So when are you hoping to be back in the ring?
I'm always wanting to be in the ring. Like, you start out as a new professional, and you get a fight every quarter, and that's great because you stay in shape, and you got something coming up, and then you move up in the ranks. And I understand how it is. You got to fight people who are your caliber, and there's not that many people at the top of the chain like that. So you get like 1 or 2 fights a year. So I'm still in that old mindset of like, let's go, let's fight. So anytime is good, but we'll see. Maybe second quarter, but we'll see.
So Rick, how's the theoretical contract have to look for you to accept the Cameron fight?
I mean, it's got to be, we're the champions, so I feel like, they should bend over backwards to technically we're the A side in that fight. If we go down to 140 and fight Chantel at her fight, then they should negotiate probably for her first. But they want our belts at 147. I think, we told them what we want, and we haven't heard back.
How long ago was that?
Month. See what I'm saying?
Was there a potential date for that?
Yes.
What?
I was told actual date, month, April or May.
Okay.
So right here, right now. You know what I mean?
So you guys are staying in shape?
Yeah, she's always in the gym. You know what I mean? Like even when she's not fighting, she's all my kids do something. You know what I mean? They're not just chilling. So we're always in the gym. We're always sparring. So we're semi-ready at all times.
Semi-ready.
Yeah.
Gotta ask. Obviously, you and I spoke about it yesterday, but just for the people, there was a conversation that was had last year that brought an opportunity for you to open up RGBA Chicago, along with Robert Garcia. Shout out Robert Garcia. When is that? What's the status on that? I know there was some excitement in the city, as far as that is concerned. Obviously, Robert has extended the RGBA brand, to San Antonio before, and he just got Bam Rodriguez, to become
Hector
champion.
Dananara from there.
Right.
Joshua Franco, too.
Exactly. So, he's already had a few champions come out of that gym through an extension. So, obviously, the same could be done in Chicago. Any timetable or updates, anything you can share as far as RGBA Chicago?
First of all, shout out to my guy, Robert Garcia, just for the opportunity, because that's...
I want to know details, though. Like, why would you need Robert?
Well, here's the thing.
In your city?
That's a good question. And to be honest with you, I used to go to Robert, and I think only Danny knows this well. Other people in Robert's gym, Victor Ortiz, all those guys that were around, what's his name? Brandon Rios, all those guys.
Josecito.
Yeah, Josecito Lopez. I used to go to, when I first opened up a gym, I would go to Oxnard and I would hang out there for a week, a year, for 10 years, 8, 9, 10 years. Probably more like 9 years. I would just sit in the gym and watch Robert and those guys train, and they let me, and they were always nice to me, and they gave me tickets for fights. I was in Danny Garcia's, Robert's brother's home for dinner. All those guys took care of me. So when the story got back, Mikey Garcia commentated in the fight in Dallas, and then Mikey was like, hey, congratulations. Yeah, you used to come to the gym all the time, right? I'm like, yeah. I would just watch and observe, and I wanted to learn from those guys. I'm friends with Fernando Vargas, and I was a huge Vargas fan, and he was here yesterday, and we got to see him and his kids and whatever. But I don't know. I just felt like he was my big brother in a sense. I felt like he brought my game to another level. So the only way to pay homage to that in my mind is to collab with him. You know what I mean? So
So you felt mentored?
100%. He didn't even know. Right? I mean, Danny, you know the story probably better than I do. What happened that reconnected the whole story, Robert called me and was like, yeah, let's do a gym together. And I was like, man, it's an honor. You know what I mean? So I looked up to him. I looked up to everyone in his circle, Big G, his dad, all those guys, Mikey. So, we flew out there, Jess and I flew out there and talked to Mikey and Big G and Robert, and that was it.
So I got to ask, is it a franchise fee? Is it like the Mayweather Boxing Club?
No.
So this is just something you guys put together yourself?
Yeah, we have our own deal, and it's a very generous deal, and I was kind of like, man, Robert, are you sure? And Robert's like, I don't do this deal for anyone. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, because I looked into that Mayweather Boxing Club. It's a pretty penny.
It's crazy. No, it's nothing like that.
Pretty penny to use that name. It's a pretty penny.
Robert's a stand-up dude, and, man, it's just an honor.
And what do you hope to get out of it? Do you think that the name Robert Garcia would attract new talent in Chicago, or is it more something that you're doing for yourself? And by yourself, I mean, because you feel like you're giving back, and he mentored you.
I feel like both, really, because I feel like, man, I looked up to this dude in 2007. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I know the story with him, Fernando, Mikey, all those guys, and I followed the story, and to possibly build a story with him is dope, right? It would be awesome for me and Robert to be in the same corner with our own champion that we worked on together, right? So that's one thing. The other thing is Chicago and boxing in general is so full of hate. Motherfuckers won't sign up to Rick Ramos' boxing gym, but they'll sign up to Robert Garcia, RGBA Chicago, even though Rick Ramos owns it and is the head trainer. It's fucking crazy, but...
So it's up and running already?
No, hopefully. And so to answer your question, sorry, that was the longest answer ever. But to answer your question is the COVID situation. We just moved my gym from the first floor to the basement. It's taking me months to get my shit, all the new ring and the new stuff. So, I mean, right now, man, I don't even know. Probably May 1st, and I might not even have a ring for a few months because with COVID backup and deliveries, it's been insane. So I'm shooting for May 1st in Chicago, back of the yards or Little Village area. And I'm excited, and Robert, Mikey, probably Bam, and all those guys are gonna come to Chicago on the
grand opening.
Yeah, the grand opening.
I gotta be there because I feel like I had.
You guys are invited.
Just a tiny part.
No, you can spread it out more than that. You had a big part.
I had a tiny part.
Yeah, you did. You should be proud too because you're gonna be part of the fam forever.
It's funny because when I spoke to you guys in New York when it was the day of Teofimo and Cambosos, and I didn't know that a conversation I had with Robert kind of sparked conversations with you guys, and now, obviously me being from Chicago, I got to be there for that. So hopefully it is May 1st because it's funny enough, I will actually be in Chicago
that weekend,
and that weekend only. So
all right, so
Yeah.
Rick, I wanted to ask about the boxing league, man. I know you probably can't say too much, but ever since they told me about it, I'm like, yo, is it gonna be like a World Boxing Super Series?
This is like the third topic you brought up that is not public yet, but no. I mean, I had pitched the idea to Matchroom actually. And I got zero feedback. I didn't even get a response. So
when you're pitching, it's emails.
This one was a direct message to Eddie Hearn, and he's probably got a million things going on. So I mean, I know he saw it, but he probably it's just if I'm not putting it together with like a team, like a business plan, he might not have really taken it serious. So, he's so busy, I'm not gonna stress about it. So I had shopped the idea around to some of the boxing heads that I knew, and Fight Stars, Pat Oaks, loved it, jumped on it, flew me out, and I pitched them. Alex was in the room from the Fight Force, and there was a couple other people in the room. I forgot. There was like 8 people in the room. I pitched it, and they loved it. And I had a business plan, and we're gonna see what happens. We talked to Pat yesterday, and a couple other people yesterday, but it looks like it's gonna happen. It looks like we could start off with a series of getting 15 women into a house, a fighter house in San Diego, and just kind
the mansion.
Yeah, the mansion. I don't know
what's the start date.
We're working that out right now.
Because I know Benavides is still there till April.
Yeah, he's still there. Shout out to Benavides. Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, I went to check him out. It was pretty dope.
Yeah, the house is crazy, right?
Amazing.
So we might.
I could imagine that cameraed up with you have your chef.
It's throwback. It's kind of like what us boxing people kind of grew up on. If you were watching like UFC stuff and contender stuff, and it's like I used to fold my clothes to like the contender just series was every Saturday.
Yeah, so we're gonna basically get 15 women out there, pros, right around the same weight classes, having an audition type atmosphere, build profiles, and see if we can put this tournament together first. Or we might just, build profiles and see where we could take it. But ultimately creating a female boxing league with, benefits, insurance, and 401ks and things like that. Creating a league is one of my goals.
401k, so they're going to have to put money from their own
From their purse aside, and I think
But you're matching it?
We'll see what happens.
I mean, ain't that what 401k is? Somebody got to match it.
Not all companies match it. You know what I'm saying? I'll definitely do my best.
Rick's like, yo, put your money away. That's all I'm telling you. I'm not matching nothing.
No, honestly, there's times when people aren't being told that. They're not even being told like how to do their taxes, how to do, be smart with their money, and so at least there's that, at least.
Yeah, so we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna bring all these people, all the women in the mansion. Maybe film it for 2 weeks and see how things go. Film sparring sessions, not to the entirety, but clips.
Yeah. Give them a tease.
Yeah, bring in maybe Paulie Malignaggi, come check it out and give his opinion. Jessica, come give her opinion. Maybe Sergio Mora, because he was from that same atmosphere. Yeah. So we'll see. We talked about a lot of stuff yesterday. So now it's just about like profile building, execution, and signing fighters.
You have so you don't have the 15.
No, I have them like in a notebook written down, and I've reached out to sign fighters, and that's why it goes back to what I was saying before.
Contracts.
I don't think they understand. I don't think fighters in general, guy or girl, understand the contracts and what it means. And I'm gonna do a YouTube.
And are you saying this because it's taking long for them to respond?
Yeah,
to you?
I feel like listen, all you guys and girls, well, more girls right now, but like guys and girls, like I feel like I'm fucking Santa Claus and giving contract 3-year deals right now. Management deals, and I'm helping the fight stars do the promotional deals, and I'm just like, yo, man, these are good opportunities with better minimums than Jessica had back in the day.
I would have killed for like an opportunity like this.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, and no one's even countering me back. Like there's some big name female fighters I can't mention right now, but like we're close to a deal with one.
Are you looking for specific weight classes?
Yeah, it's like right now I'm trying to stay in my lane where there isn't a lot of promoters. So like maybe 147, a hair of 147, 154, 160. I think right now it's pretty open right now. It's not like 135 or 130 where like Eddie and all those guys got all those fighters. So there's some opportunities still.
Have you seen this girl by the name of Shadeja Green?
Yeah, she's East Coast, right? Washington, maybe?
Jersey.
Yeah, I saw her. She's like 3-0, 4-0?
12-0.
12-0? She's moving that quick, huh?
All KOs too, man.
Really?
Help her out, man. I've been fucking talking about this girl for 3 years or 4.
Shadeja.
Shadeja Green.
Shadeja Green.
She's the WBC silver too. She's gonna be French Sean's mandatory.
Shadeja, hit that inbox. Find Rick
You gotta
Ramos.
hit up, man. Believe me, I've given her number to everybody. But she's the number 1. She's the WBC silver right now, so it might be a little more because she put herself in position.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, I have no problem working out the right deal with the right fighter. You know, it doesn't, like, as long as, like, I'll come up with a business plan, like, for her career. And this is, like, I'm not speaking for her specifically, but, like, depends who the fighter is.
Yeah,
like,
in general.
It doesn't have to be a 3-year deal. It could be a 1-year deal for 3 fights, 5 fights, whatever we think is good for both of us.
Damn, you're gonna be able to get girls fight 5 fights in 1 year, Rick?
No. It could be depending who it is. If they're someone with 12 fights, probably not.
Mm-hmm.
Someone with 2 fights, I give him 5 fights in a year.
Honestly, if you asking Rick about that kind of stuff, I'm like, Rick was the only person making moves, during the pandemic. Like, Summer stayed active. She hasn't had a lull. She got the UBO. She hasn't had a lull in like forever, and he stays on the phone. He's like, he doesn't sleep. It's crazy. So it's like, you got the best man for the job right here.
I'm just curious to get both of your guys' thoughts on Bob Aaron's comments. Obviously, on April 30th, he has Shakur and Oscar Valdez here in Las Vegas, unification at 1:30, the same day as Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. And Bob received a lot of criticism for his comment. I'm going to go ahead and read the quote. He said, and I quote, "I mean, as good as a fight that is, and that being Taylor and Serrano, come on, whatever reason it is, people don't particularly pay attention to the women's fights." And he then went on to say, "I don't want to be accused of being anti-women in sports, but I'm telling you, this is like the Premier League." So for the soccer people, it's like the Premier League against women's soccer, basically.
I mean, he's 90. You know what I'm saying? Like, he comes from a different era that we don't even fucking know about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's 90, so I feel like, a 90-year-old gets the right to say whatever the fuck he wants.
Well, I don't know about that. I think at this point, someone needs to start to curve Bob a little bit. He's saying a lot of things that in this generation just aren't okay anymore.
Right, and I agree with that. I think the only one who should have a problem with that is
Todd DeBuff.
is Michaela Mayer. If I was Michaela, I'd be like, out of this fucking joint. Bye. And you're going to release me because you're a fucking piece of shit. But that's just...
But he's getting her opportunities.
Right, I mean...
And she's pretty popular, right?
Yeah, she's popular. I don't even think she needs Bob Arum to be popular. She's obviously has the amateur credentials to go anywhere. So if I was Bob, like, if you really believe that, I don't think he really believes that. I just think he's a promoter trying to talk some shit and get some buzz
he's
going.
shitting on another card.
Yeah, that's
it's a rival card on the same day. You don't want to watch that.
That's what fucking promoters do. You know what I mean? They create shit out of nothing. So that's what I think he was doing. I don't really think he meant it. And if he did mean it, that's his opinion. And, I feel like you can't give your opinion these days. But if I'd say the only one who should really have an issue is Michaela.
Has she responded?
I felt like no, right? I don't think she responded.
It might have been
that.
some behind the closed doors, like, yo, I'm gonna say this, like, don't trip. And if she hasn't said, because she
Whoa, I doubt Bob cleared it with her first.
Right. True. I'm not even sure.
But
Bob
no,
knows.
but she tweets like everything. She's like,
she
I'm
didn't tweet
taking a
about
dump.
that.
Like, she tweets everything.
No, I agree.
So for her to not say something about that,
no, that's true. No, that's a really good point. That's a really good point.
Yo, did that go over your head? I love you.
I don't listen. Bob Aaron's so old, he might not even know he has fucking Michaela Mayer signed.
Oh man.
There might be somebody else doing it. I'm not for real. That fucking guy don't know.
So Michaela did respond.
What'd she say?
And she was in support of Top Rank as a host. She said, quote, I know that the team that Top Rank has, Todd DeBuff and everybody, has been sort of running my career these past 4 years. They support me, and they've been supportive the entire way. They've done really well, and I'm happy with them. And so his comments definitely confused me, but it's not a representation of Top Rank as a whole.
So Todd, that for
well, for sure. But Todd, it sounds like Todd probably.
No, it was. Well, if they did write it for her, she
retweeted it.
It's on her page.
Like. No. It was during
it was during an interview.
An interview on IFL.
They briefed her.
Yeah,
they prepped her for the interview.
Todd probably signed her, and Todd probably he probably controls that. I get it. Whatever. I don't know if. Michaela should be the only one to speak on it. I'm sure maybe Katie and Serrano. But yeah, that was a fucking dinosaur comment. But
and do you think she gets the Bumgarner fight? Does that happen?
Who? Michaela Mayer?
Yeah.
I hope I hope they get it for female boxing. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Who wins?
I think.
Are you sold on Bumgarner? I know I'm not letting you answer any questions. That's my specialty. Just question after question. But are you sold, or do you need another fight to see if the power's real?
Hold on. Let's just retract. So the first question was who wins?
Who wins?
And then the second question was,
are you sold on her power?
Are you sold on Bumgarner?
I've always liked Alicia Baumgarten. You know, we've texted. We've tried to get her to come to Chicago. She asked me to bring Jess to. Where's she from? Detroit or Ohio or something? Detroit?
Yeah, she's in Detroit now.
She's from Ohio, if I'm not.
Yeah, she's originally from Ohio, but she lives in Detroit.
Yeah, like
she trains
I have
at
Alicia on my phone. Like, Alicia's dope. You know what I mean? And we've always kind of like been fans behind the scenes kind of thing. But, you know, I'll publicly say I like Alicia. I think if Alicia catches Michaela Mayer, she could rock her. But I do see like Michaela boxing and moving, kind of like Katie will against Serrano, kind of like Clarissa will do against Savannah. I feel like those three are all the same fight.
Jessica, do you feel that Michaela gets repetitive with her combination? I feel like I keep seeing her do the 1, 2, 3 all night.
I feel like nobody like tries to get rough with Michaela. Like, I don't know. I'm not sold on Michaela, to be honest. Like, you know, Alicia Baumgartner, I think she's really slick. I think she's got good movement. She's not afraid. She'll come in and I think she has good pressure, but she knows when to get in, when to get out. She just seems very smart about her movement. So I think I would definitely pick Alicia in that one.
Yo, that's a dope tattoo. I just noticed that.
So we do this thing now because we travel so much and we both ain't got no job. So every time we go somewhere, like when we were in Vegas the last time, we got matching tattoos. He's my red heart, I'm his black heart. And so we just came back from Atlanta. So he got the Creed logo because he got me into a movie. You know, he's making moves as a manager, you know. So, and then I got this on mine. So
that is dope. For those that can't see, obviously, she has the inside of the boxing gloves where you lace it up.
That's dope.
And it's very good artwork. Very good artwork.
That's
shout out to Iron Palm _Pudge on Instagram. They hooked it up.
So my new thing has become asking fighters. I know this is like something normal, but I guess as my life has gotten better, now I want to ask this question more. So what was your big purchase?
When I bought a house, I bought a car, I paid off my school loan.
Which one was first?
The house. Yeah. The house was after the Katie fight. Because Rick always just talks about like invest, don't waste your money. And so, man, gosh, the house buying process is like, you know, you take this big stack of cash and you set it away and it's like burning a hole. And then like you finally figure out the house that you want. And then there's this long process of like, okay, can y'all just take this money out of my account now? And it's like, it just takes forever. So the house was first, and
shout
then
out to Katie for the house.
and then I think the car or the Rolex first, and then the car.
I think it was the car, then the Rolex.
Which car did you buy?
I have a Audi Q5. It's time to get rid of it though. Okay. It's like a 2018. I got it.
That's old. That's old already.
And the first thing that I told her to buy was a house. You know, she was homeless at one point. I'm like, yo, buy this house, never be fucking homeless again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was like real shit right there. I paid off my school loans.
That was huge.
That was major because you just going into college, you just think like I'm gonna take forever to pay these off because everybody in your past
society tells you you never finish paying your school loans, so that's a goal in itself to get them off your back.
I would actually take like big chunks, like a few hundred, a few thousand from like small fights and just like, okay, pay a chunk here, and then one day I looked at the bottom line. I was like, I think I could pay this thing off. Like word, like you just don't even think about that early. So.
And I heard you say we no longer have jobs. So when did you quit what is a bank, right?
Yeah, so he was a trader on the trading floor, and I worked in investment banking as well. And so, back in the day, we've been through some hard times together, just as friends and as teammates. When I first came to Chicago, nobody knew me, so I'm from St. Louis, and so we would use our purse to buy the tickets so that we could tell the promoter like, hey, we sold out of tickets because that looks good. And then they'll get you a new fight because it's like, oh, she's a ticket seller. So I basically would go home with nothing. And like Rick lived in his
That
gym.
was your plan.
No, that was kind of mutual.
He would be like, I'm gonna.
But that's an invest in yourself.
Yeah,
you
you got to remember, like nobody even cared about female boxing. You know what I mean? So like they're like, we'll work with her. she better sell tickets. And we're like, oh, fuck.
And he would always be like, I'm going to XYZ. And I'm like, I'm not letting him do that alone. Like, here, half or more. Like, we're going to do this together. And then he lived in his gym for a couple years just to try to make sure, you know, his son was going to the high school and college. And so
shout out Mount Carmel. I know your son was a caravan.
Yeah.
I only lasted 1 year there before I got kicked out. But shout out to Mount Carmel. I still remember the address to this day.
Oh my
6410 South Dante.
Yeah. You know, that's real. So at one point, I just thought to myself, like, man, I'm going to retire this dude. Like, I want him to be able to retire from, you know, the trading floor. And I was able to do that. He quit April last year.
Yeah, April of last year.
And then after he quit, and, you know, he was always in the gym. And I'm, like, working from the gym. And I'm like, man, maybe I can quit my job, too. And then, they wanted me to come back after, like, COVID started to die down. They wanted me to come back in the office. And I'm like, I do so much multitasking, like I can't do this. And I tried to make the connection, call the right people and say, hey, and then they said no. So I was like, well, I told you it was an ultimatum, like I'm out. So I quit in July.
Let me tell you, it was, I don't remember when, but it was since the pandemic. So October of last year. October of 20, right? October of 20, I go to Chicago, I go see them. And Rick invites me to strength and conditioning, the following morning. What time you guys do strength and conditioning?
4:45 a.m.
I show up, right? They, you know, the Summer was there. A couple of his fighters are there. Boom. From there, go to the gym. They get a workout in, and then I turn around and I see Jessica, like whipping a laptop out and setting up her little station in the gym. And I'm like, what is she doing? Like, it kind of looked like you setting up a podcast. I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, what is she doing? And she was really like setting up her station to start working. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we was on it. And I really wish I could have stayed a little bit longer because it just made sense. But, you know, if I ever need to go back to banking, I can do that. I have the right connections. If Rick ever wanted to go back to the trading floor, same thing. So, but right now, you know, I'm retired at 37. Back then it was 36. So I'm living the life that the Lord has, you know, made possible for me to live, and I'm enjoying myself, and that's what we do.
You spoke about having a movie done on yourself. Have you started to write a script? Is it in your head? And obviously, is the romance going to make the movie, or is it just going to be the come up until you win the belts or become undisputed? Would that, you know, would the Rick and you story be a second part? Like, how have you envisioned it?
I think it would definitely be like the true to life, you know, what we do and how we do things. And Rick is a part of that 100%. I would never cut him out of anything. And I would never take out my truth to satisfy somebody.
Oh, I didn't mean that. I'm just saying, obviously, everything came in phases, so I don't know how long the movie or what part makes it.
Now, that is a good question, because we always talk about, like, okay, where would the movie end? And obviously, you know, knock out Kate Taylor, that'd probably be in the movie.
Yeah.
But, you know, right now, we don't know what opportunities we're getting and or where that ultimate climax is. And so, you know, it's kind of hard to tell right now, like, where we would end the movie, which is maybe why the opportunity hasn't presented itself, because we don't have the ending yet.
Yeah.
So, but we talk about it all the time. We have interviews about stuff all the time. Rick would probably be the director, producer guy, whatever, because, you know, he always remembers, you know, the stuff. But we even had like a really extensive interview with Ring Magazine of just like how we met and like kind of like the awkward, like, you know, I'm coming in the gym with like basketball shorts because I grew up with 3 boys. Like, that's, you know, long mismatching socks and shoes with holes in them because, you know, I just like, I'm training. I don't care, you know, I'm just trying to get my training in. He's just like, this girl looks like a train wreck, you know? And so it's like, we've had those extensive conversations about a lot of those things already. So, you know, we're ready for it. I don't know where it would end.
You know, something that you mentioned his name earlier, but something that I feel like you remind me a lot of is Kanye West.
Kanye Titta.
You know, very
Chicago thing?
Very outspoken, obviously not a lot of people don't like you. A lot of people don't like the way you come off. A lot of people don't like the way you talk. But I gotta say, obviously, talking got you the Katie fight. Should that rematch ever happen, I just want to throw it out there, just a suggestion maybe. To me, should that rematch ever happen, you guys come out with that victory, your caption should be when Kanye won the Grammys, he said, people wondered what I would do and what I would say if I lost. I guess they'll never know. That gotta be it, man. That gotta be it. Because to me, like when I think of you, I think of a Kanye West in boxing in the sense that people didn't see his vision.
No.
People didn't agree with the shit that he was saying.
They don't understand.
People thought he was
his
crazy.
methods. They don't agree with Rick's methods.
I mean, people come at me, swinging at me. People fucking threaten me with lawyers and shit. Like the biggest promotional companies in the world threaten to sue me. Other managers taking punches at me. But yo, Jess is in a video game. She's in a fucking movie. She's what else? Video game, movie. Got a house, got a car, paid off her student loans. Like, if it ends tomorrow, we already made it. She's undisputed. I mean, this is like the fastest. Like, I'm the greatest trainer in Chicago of all time.
Let's go.
I mean,
let's go.
It's real.
I mean, you could be
say-
the greatest trainer in the world, but if you ain't got no fucking world titles, that don't mean shit.
Yeah.
Right? I say that in Chicago all the time. That's why everybody hates me. But
And you know what? You know, like,
So you think you the greatest trainer from Chicago
Yes.
or ever
Or
in
currently
Chicago?
in Chicago.
both. All of that.
Because and this was before shit, my mom was probably even fucking, but you know, Muhammad Ali used to train in Chicago.
yeah.
I don't know who he was training with at the time, but
Montel Griffin's dad was a part of that. Shout out
Okay.
to Montel. Shout out
Shout
to
out-
the Griffin
Windy
family.
City,
Yeah,
right?
Windy
Windy
City.
City, yeah.
Mr. Griffin made. People don't talk about him. He's a legend. I don't know if they won anything. You know, I don't. Whatever.
Okay.
This is no disrespect to
Right.
like the
Okay.
past. I'm just like, I believe I'm the best. The same way you believe you have the best podcast, and you do, and you're the best interviewer in the game. Like, you gotta think that. You gotta think that's the way I think. And if you get mad and you swing on me, or if you threaten to sue me, it's because I'm telling the truth.
you've had people swing on you?
Yeah. So it's like, so it's
Like physically swing?
Yeah. So like, this is the way I see it. I always say this, right? I always say, yo, I never throw the first punch. Ever. Cause I don't put your word above my own. So if you call me whatever you call me, I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
The only way people swing on you is if they feel that they're threatened. So I feel like when I speak, people feel threatened because I don't lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the way I think. I can't, if you don't like pizza, what am I gonna say? You're an asshole, you don't like pizza. You know what I mean? That's your opinion. That's your experience. So maybe I respect people's opinions differently. I don't know. Like, I don't think anyone should feel threatened by me. And I think, like, I honestly think if you're a fighter in the game and you see me and you hear me and I'll fight for you. I work for you. Every fighter I got is a company. And I'm the CEO of Jessica McCaskill. I'm the CEO of Summer Lynn. I'm the CEO of RGBA Chicago. I'm the CEO of Body Shop Box Club. I'm the CEO of Rick Ramos Boxing. You see what I'm trying to say? And if you don't look at it that way, and your manager, your trainer, your promoter don't see themselves as CEO of your company, and you are the company, then fucking fire them and call me up.
So it's good you saying that because Eddie Hearn says it all the time. I'm the employee. I work for the fighter.
Yes.
Do you feel that that's been the case?
That's still accurate. I mean, like if there's something going on.
Well, I think he means specific in your career, though. Has Eddie been working for you?
No, not at all. But when it comes to like, okay, so like I pay Rick and he works for me, yes, but he's also, like he said, the CEO. But as far as him working for me, if something comes to the table, he'll come to me and he's like, I'll do whatever you want because you're the fighter. So that's him working for me. But like he said, he's the CEO. He's like making the moves and running people down and you know, so that's him doing that part as well.
Yeah, like Ness, if I made a commission off of you, I'm gonna shop the shit out of you. That like credible shit. There's been so many goofy ass like offers or like, you know, things that I'm like, hey, we shouldn't go on that channel to do interviews because that's like, we're here. Like, this is one of the biggest channels in the game, right? Everybody knows that, right? So I'm not trying to get on the you know, back home in Chicago. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, we were on Fox, we were on Dazn, we were on XYZ. Like, for me to go back and do Channel 9 is not something I want to do. You know what I mean? Or the or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to move Jess up. And like I said, like, I feel like I'm the CEO of your life, and I'm trying to make sure that you make it. You know, that's it. That's it. And if you should, every fighter should fucking love me. Because, like, for real, like, I call out some of the fighters for Summer or for Jess, and, like, those girls get interviewed. They're on they're doing, like, 5 interviews after I call them out.
Right.
After one comment or one tweet.
One tweet. It's like, yo, you should thank me. Well, how you just got 4 interviews. Nobody knew who the fuck you were last week. I did your promoter's job.
Right.
Very true.
Better than they did it. So it's like, everyone's like, this one guy called me and was like, Rick, your ego is fucking crazy. Your ego's getting out of control. Ness, Danny, you already know. If you want to call this an ego, call me the ego. I was broke. I was living in my gym, and I was still fighting for fucking everything I got. My son thinks I'm crazy. He's 21 years old. Shout out to my son, Ricky Ramos. And he's like, yo, Dad. Chill. They're like, yo, me and my friends are going to start this online thrift store. And I'm like, yo, I'll get the website. Yo, I'll fuck. And he's like, Dad, chill out. Like, fucking chill out. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I'm fighting for my people, like people I care about.
He's at Bradley right now, right?
Yeah, Bradley University.
Almost done.
Shout out to your son for sure. I gotta.
Damn, 21. So that means you really are young. No, that means you're young though. You can't be that old if he's 21.
Well, I'm old. I'm 45, right? Yeah,
that's 45. Young. Jesus.
I feel like I had a lot.
That's because you saying because that's younger than you.
No, but I get it. I get it because I'm in my 40s and I always say, oh, I'm old. But, and to see what you've accomplished, like you said, what she accomplished in a short amount of time, same thing for you, you know?
All of us, look what you've done.
Absolutely.
Look what you've done. We're all fucking blessed, man. Yeah. Who would have fucking thought all 4 of us would be here in Las Vegas, fucking living what the fuck we love to do?
Exactly.
You fucking made it. You fucking made it. She fucking made it. I'm just chilling. I'm just here.
Nah, you made
my
it.
Espresso.
Here you go.
Chilling. About to play some golf. I don't even play golf.
Crazy.
In my pajamas, like Canelo.
Oh, so you're bringing out the Dolces today? You should.
Yeah. No, the Targets for now.
Oh, the Target. Oh, I thought the Dolces. I'm like, he bringing out the Dolces.
Wow.
Now, man, anything else you could think of, Nash?
Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, you can't.
I'm being told by the producer, don't take it personal. Eddie ignores his $1 million ideas all the time.
I'm sure.
Doesn't ignore Katie. You can't say you're working for me and you give Katie 20 fights a year and I'm like fighting and yelling and struggling to get 1 or 2. Like you can't say you working for me.
Yeah, I think the Cecilia fight was.
That was all Rick. Like he didn't believe they were gonna take the deal. He didn't believe that I could be, literally will say it out of his fucking mouth. Just will not be Cecilia. Told me himself, I lost a lot of money when you won that fight. Whose problem is that? It's not my promote me.
Eddie said that
to my face.
After the first fight.
Yeah. Well, yeah, after the first fight, that's when he lost all the money because I guess the plan was to match up Cecilia and Katie. And because I'm not promoted the same way, I guess, he doesn't think that there's a bigger money draw.
That's wild.
It's crazy.
That's wild. You know what?
But I think that your story is bigger. Like Cecilia, she was a declarated champion for a very long time, but like she came into the game late. And what I mean by that is she was well established in women's boxing before women's boxing was on television. So she was just a pre-existing champ that brought her on TV. Right. You were made in this era where TV and women's boxing kind of got together. Yeah. So we watched your development. Yeah. I think that we're more invested in you.
I'm the first person to actually win the welterweight ring belt. She had like the honorary something. Like I'm the inaugural champion, and it's like there should be some respect on that. I understand that she did a lot of things for female boxing in her country, and that's dope. She has her place, but now she can sit in her place and have a seat, and now it's time for me to do what I'm doing. Like, I just feel like I've done so much of the things that other people didn't want to do, that other people didn't want to do in a certain time frame. We burned through my career just like so fast. And that was the first thing he told me. He was like, okay, I'm going to work with you, and it's going to be a really fast pace. We fought a couple years in the amateurs, and then it started to go from like I was fighting 4 rounds with these girls, and I was knocking these girls out in the first round. Yeah. And it was like, we got to turn pro. And then I don't even think I even thought about turning pro when I was a fighter. It was just like, I'm just going to go for the next step. And then boom, pro came, and then boom, started winning, belts. And then it was just, I always was like, I'm going to listen to what Rick says. And if he's wrong, then I can say, I told you so, and I'll make my moves. And I've never been able to tell him I told you so.
Are you guys glad that you waited? Because it could have been December 2017, right? I know that your guy, I don't know if an official offer was made.
For what?
for Cecilia for the last HBO show, right?
Yeah, so that's how it all started. So Tom Loeffler called me direct, and I don't like talking to matchmakers. I don't like to talk with in-betweeners. Like, let's just talk, get it over with. So he called me on my phone. He's like, hey, we want to fight Cecilia, the last fight on the HBO. And to me, it wasn't really appealing because it's the last fight on HBO. So if Jessica was to beat her,
then what?
HBO, HBO's not gonna extend a contract, TV contract, because they were done with boxing, right?
Yeah.
So I told Jess, no, they came in aggressive with an offer. So I'm like, I'm not gonna respond. And then I let it go for like maybe 12 hours, and Loeffler called me or text me the second offer. I'm like, oh shit, like this offer is getting for real. You know, the numbers were getting.
Wait, so 12 hours the offer changed?
Yeah, by like.
Just because you ignored it?
Yes, by like 30, 40 grand maybe. So I was like, oh shit, this is getting for real. So
he didn't even know if you was busy.
Yeah, and this is for the people who don't know. Like, I used to trade for the biggest banks in the world, Goldman Sachs, blah, 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 all the fucking killers, you know? So like, I know how to talk to these guys, you know? Like, I'm like, I'm not gonna sweat it. So I'm like, but then the numbers start getting like to where you're like, I can't get too crazy. We should talk about this. So then I took that offer and I was like, okay, I think we can do something bigger with that offer. So I hit up Eddie Hearn. I said, yo, I told him the story. And he's like, don't do anything. Call you right back. And called me. And he was like, what do you want to do? I said, I want a home for Jess. I want a 5-fight deal. I think he gave us a 3-fight deal. And then I took that one offer and turned it into a 3-fight offer and quadrupled the money. And then I was like, all right, now we got the 3-fight deal. We ended up getting that fight for more money than our original promoter. Shout out to Warriors for giving us an opportunity. But like, Warriors was like, you're not going to beat Cecilia. I don't think you'll get over 100 grand for it. Like, so I surpassed all those fucking.
They wanted us to take it right then and there.
Yeah, they're like, you're crazy if you pass on, you know, whatever it was, 75 grand or whatever it was. Whatever. We end up getting that, you know, whatever, 2 fights, over, you know, double that, triple that, whatever, you know, 2 fights. So it was like, you know, we didn't even chase the money. We chased the opportunity. We chased every opportunity to get bigger, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And
like, we could have chased the money for that HBO fight, and we didn't. And then we could have chased, you know, some other stuff down the road, because I wasn't even supposed to fight for the WBC in October of 2018. You know, they told us to come to the press conference a couple months earlier, and he talked to us and like, what do you guys want to do? And we were thinking about a certain name, and no belts were involved yet. And he's like, okay, and that was still at 135.
Yeah.
And then we got a call back like closer to
like 2 weeks out.
Yeah, whatever the fight date was supposed to be. And he's like, well, how about this opponent for a belt? And you know, the girl.
Damn, 2 weeks out?
Yeah.
We were like done.
We're so confident in the way that we train, and we have like zero fear about things. And so the girl, she wanted more money. So, you know, almost all my fights, Matchroom has asked me to take money. Like, okay, so we'll take some money from my purse and give it to this girl so we can make this fight happen. COVID, we need more money. Okay, take some money. I don't care. Just get the fight going. Like,
damn,
we want to fight.
So wow. So that's some Lomachenko shit. That's what Loma was trying to say he had to do for Tio.
Yeah, and if you get caught up in that money shit, like, they're just distraction. We were like, fuck it, take it. We're so confident. Fuck it, take it. Take it. We're so done with the money. We win. We want legacy. I'm talking about history books. That's what I want to be in. Hall of Fame and this, that, and the other.
Can't feed no kids with history books, though, right?
No, you can't. But I figure, you know what? Jess is always going to be able to be on a podcast if she's in the Hall of Fame. She's always going to be able to earn money in the gym somewhere. You know, for me, it was all about building the brand for all of us, for myself, for the fighters behind me. Like, Summer Lynn was like 15 years old or whatever, 17 years old, 16 years old at the time. So I was thinking about for the whole squad. I'm like, how could we all eat?
Eventually,
the more Hall of Famers I got in the Hall of Fame, they vote me in.
Eventually, you do feel like, damn, what else I got to do? Like, you know, you feel like at a certain point you should be respected a lot more and shouldn't have to do those things. And it's like, you know, can I eat off my own plate without somebody digging their hands in there? Like, you know, you just get to a certain point where it's like, I mean, I'm undisputed. Like, at this point, why do I have to keep giving up weight or giving up, you know,
money?
Right, like if this is just me, right? If you're Clarissa Shields, she has a gold medal. If you're Katie Taylor or Michaela Mann, whoever, like, they fought over 100 amateur fights. I would be like, if that was me, I'd be like, man, good for you, Jess. I didn't have to go do all that. You did it with 25 fights and under 11 fights as a pro. Like, God bless. Like, I had to go do all this. You know what I mean? And in my opinion, if you're a gold medalist, you should be a world champion. That's not impressive. But you have 25 amateur fights, beating legends. 36, you know, when you fought Cecilia, she was 36-0.
Yeah.
You know, the odds makers had us 8-1. they had her like 8-1 odds. So I'm like, man, shout out to the odds makers for being wrong all the time.
Let me tell you, I was at a birthday dinner when that fight was taking place, and we had like the private room in the back. We got the TV, so like I'm doing the
stream,
the stream, but like from my phone to the TV, and we're in the restaurant. Yo, I won close to 2K on that fight, right? There's about 30 people at this birthday dinner. As soon as the decision was read, I jump up. Mind you, it's this girl's birthday. I didn't give a fuck. I caught the waiter or 2 bottles of 1942, and we fucking partied. We fucking partied. I won money on the Katie fight because it was plus. I want to say it was like plus 500 or 600 that it went the distance. I'm like, yo. They might not give it to her in Kate over there, but it's going a distance. I remember that was a Wednesday Showtime Facebook stream.
Yes.
Right? Remember that shit?
What? That was before I was just a fan.
Yeah. Right, that was at like a weird time too. It was like 4:00 on a Wednesday or something.
Well, it was really early
here in the States.
Because of the time difference, because it was over there. And I remember,
crazy.
I remember leaving work, and so when I was still in the Air Force. And so the base is like in the middle of nowhere out here. It's in the desert. And I knew that I was coming up on a prison, the same prison OJ was released from. Shout out to OJ.
Shout out to OJ.
and so I knew, I'm like, I got to stop right here because there's no cell service. So I'm literally sitting on the side of the road in the middle of the desert on my phone watching this fight on Showtime's Facebook page.
True fan.
Right. You know, but it's crazy. It's crazy, you know, just having... You know, just as a fan, you know, having seen you guys, you know,
the whole thing, right?
The development, man.
The story, you know, the story.
The journey.
You know, just a story, you know. And now with RGBA Chicago, you know, Rick's like, yo, you need your own wall in the gym.
Come through. I'll set it all up for you.
Yeah, you know,
we got the stuff.
Nah, definitely a great story. I don't know if you have anything.
No, that's it, man. I do want to ask you guys to give out your social media. I seen a few people asking, what's her IG? They're crazy. They're not already following you.
Jessica McCaskill on IG. Pretty much everywhere.
Rick Ramos Boxing on all social media platforms.
Any more crazy comments or questions?
No, I'm not gonna lie, Rick. They've been eating your ass up in these comments, bro. That's what made me bring up the whole Kanye, because it's like people think I'm crazy.
No, they think Rick's crazy.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you.
But they're watching.
But they're here.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll slap a motherfucker about Kanye West. Don't play play with Mr.
Right.
But see, I like truly appreciate and understand a lot of the things that he says, just like I understand. And it's like, yo, it's crazy, but I have those crazy thoughts. You get what I'm saying? Like, my mother used to tell me, yo, you just wasting your time with the boxing stuff, like blah, blah, blah. Like, true story.
Yeah, crazy.
You get what I'm saying? And now just yesterday, my sister turned 16. She got her Sweet 16 party coming up.
Cool.
Sent her some money. And I'm like, Ma, you know what's crazy? The same boxing that you told me.
Crazy, right?
I'm like, that's the same money that you get what I'm saying? So it's just like a lot of those crazy thoughts, a lot of those, you know, people used to say shit about me, like, yo, you whack, you whatever the case may be. But it's like, I saw the vision, you feel me? I felt
front row seats, for sure.
I felt like a Kanye West in my own sense. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not for you to understand, it's for you to see. So
I just got like 30 new followers, so shout out to those haters.
But you know, they have been going in on you in the comments. But
like what? Say something. Let's go.
Okay, so we have a super chat.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, he paid to talk shit.
See, he knows what a super chat is.
So I'm making you guys money.
Where is it at? Who is
it?
Bro, go to the super chat. It was a $5 super chat.
Oh, he came up light, though.
Just to talk.
He came up light.
Come on, man.
That's why they lost it.
Yeah, that's why he's broke. He's broke, obviously. I always say that, yo. If I was a rapper, I'd be like the bestest fucking rapper in the game.
You the 50 Cent of boxing.
Yeah.
Jaime Nieto, is that the one? He says, the more I hear this crap, the more I get tired of the politics of boxing. He's talking in circles.
Hey, honestly,
our careers in circles.
Yeah.
I'm giving you guys PG-13. I can't even tell you. I could tell you off camera the shit, but I can't even say, because yo, dude, like, you don't even know. Like, and I understand your frustration. Like, you can hate me. I get it. I would hate me. You know what I'm saying? But like, I can't even speak on it because lawyers will call and be like, you know, these little lawyer boys call me and be like, yo, bro, you can't say that. You know, it's like annoying.
It is crap. And he's the one that's like sifting through the crap just to try to make sense of it or trying to like make money from it or trying to make moves from it. And no, it is. It's like, even for me, it's like I have to like play nice and smile and for the camera. And I told Danny yesterday, I was like, man, you about to get some real raw interviews because I don't care anymore.
Yo, and that interview will be up today.
What's that guy's name?
Jaime Nieto.
All right, hey, listen, I understand your frustration. I understand it sounds crazy. It's worse in real life. But hit me up. I'll send you a T-shirt.
There we go.
Yo, speaking of, did you forget about
I want a hoodie.
Oh, okay.
I want a hoodie.
Bust it out for him right now.
Okay.
I didn't know your size, and I only brought 2, and I gave one to Dominic Pasoli yesterday.
Shout out to Dominic.
So he got you the hoodie. I'm jealous.
Yeah, well, I'll get you one. What size?
1X.
I got you.
All right, we got you.
Well,
Hey,
I'll mail it to you.
Honestly, a lot of times people say,
Trav, could we get a zoom on that?
Don't zoom in on that. I ain't get mine.
I gotta take a picture of that shit. Yo, Javier, hit me up. I'll send you one too, bro.
Yes.
Jaime Nieto. He changed your name, Jaime.
Yeah, that guy.
Honestly, I have to say on Rick's behalf, just because I see everything. Like Rick, he'll talk a lot of shit, and it's not really shit because it's the truth. And then like when it comes time to like ante up, like people, they just kind of back off. You know, it's like, or like with training, it's like, yeah, oh, you think you can hang with us? You think you can come and
fly him out.
Yeah, we will fly him out. It's like we have sparring 3 times a week. We have strength and conditioning 4 times a week. We get up at 4:45 a.m. and people come in thinking we playing games, and then like a week later they're like, I can't really do this. And it's like we've had so many people come in and then quit because we are so serious about how we work. And the same thing with the stuff that he's talking. If he says something, it's truth. And the thing is that nobody out there is spinning the truth. And so when you hear from him, he's the only one saying it, so it doesn't sound uniform. It sounds crazy, but then it comes to fruition. Like something happens. Like when he has to say something to Matchroom or DAZN, and then they slide back into the bushes like Homer Simpson, and
and
they,
a little gif.
Yeah, they delete that post, or they'll post something like they posted something about the best American boxers, and I wasn't on there. And Rick went crazy, and then they slid back in the bushes, deleted that post, and then came out with a brand new post, and my face was on it. You know, it's like people have to be checked sometimes
and held accountable.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
No, and listen, you need a guy like Rick. Like, I feel like
I need a guy like Rick. I'm fucking tired.
I feel like it was maybe Danny Garcia's dad that kind of, I don't want to say influenced or motivated everyone, but he was like one of the first father-son trainer managers to kind of take the limelight for the fighters so that you don't have to do the talking the way that Danny didn't have, you know, so you don't receive the hate. The trainer, the father.
I mean, I still receive hate too, but
in this case, your husband receives all the hate, and it's a way to kind of shield the fighter.
Yeah, for sure, without doubt. Like, it doesn't matter if they hate me or not. You know what I mean? As long as they watch Jess, as long as they tune in, it's all good. And you know, Jess and the team and myself we've done a lot of good shit, so I'm just happy.
Yeah.
Jaime Nieto says, no hate, bro. It just seems hard to get these fights made, so it's just frustrating for boxing fans. No hate at all, bro.
I appreciate it. See, that's like a real dude who like said, no, that's not what I meant. So shout out to Javier. Javier, right?
Jaime
Nieto.
Sorry, bro. Sorry.
Jaime Nieto.
Yo, we're gonna put Javier on your hoodie though. To Javier.
You know, we'll call everyone Javier. Yo, Javier.
And
yo, hit me up though. I'll get you some swag. For real.
And I saw when he posted it live, and it was during the time when you was talking about like, okay, well, this making fights 50-50. Well, this fight we take at this weight, this fight this, and that's what he was referring to. But you know, it's kind of the whole thing of you know, let's not forget the history, right? Canelo wanted the Floyd fight so bad, he's like, we'll come down. We'll meet you at 52.
What happened?
You get what I'm saying? And he lost.
We'll
same thing you guys did with Cecilia. It's no different, right?
Yeah.
That was at 44.
Yeah, but
45,
they offered
45,
us the weight.
okay.
We didn't offer the catch weight. They offered it to us. You see what I'm saying?
And what about the second fight?
The second fight,
it was a rematch, so it was copied from the first.
Yeah,
Oh,
all the
she was
details still roll over.
Okay.
Yeah, and the thing is like boxing fans, they got some strong ass opinions, and so they'll be like, just take the fight, and then you just take the fight, and they'll be like, man, that was dumb. Why you take the fight?
Yes.
And the other thing is like, and this is what I've said to Eddie Hearn, this is what I've said to other promoters, not just Eddie, but like Jessica's my Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
So you protect your fucking Canelo. You see
Yo,
what I'm
he
saying?
will straight up tell somebody on the phone, they'll be like, well, we got to see what Canelo's doing. He's like, fuck Canelo, because Jessica is my Canelo. Jessica is my Anthony Joshua.
Yeah,
like,
Anthony Joshua.
you up there doing like your thing for them. Like, I have the same feelings right here at home. So it's like, he's going to defend me in wholeheartedly in that fashion.
Yeah, and you know, to go back on to how hard it is to make fights, like, you're trying to put your fighter in the best situation to win, and you don't want to give up 3, 4, 5 pounds just because, you know, make it easier for someone else. Why? You know, we worked hard to get here, and I'm not trying to give it away.
And everybody's coming right now. Like, let's be honest. Years ago, before I had a belt, we wanted that work with Chantel Cameron, and she said no.
Yeah.
And then after we started getting belts, and they started coming around, it's like, you're not on my radar no more. You got to sit down, have a seat, and take your. You know, we'll call you when we need you. Yeah. And now she has gotten herself to a point where she is, you know,
unified. Right?
Yeah, she's in the game, and so it's like, okay, good job, you did your work. Because a lot of times people like, yeah, I got 2 fights, and it's like, you got to do your work to get to this level, and then we'll take a look at you. Don't expect a handout. Don't expect us to, you know, pull you up. Like, you got to do something on your end.
I got Donald Banks with a super chat. He says, I put $250 on Jessica versus Cecilia and got $2,000.
God bless.
Yeah,
God
that's
bless,
what's
bro.
up. So
God
happy.
bless.
So happy.
Cheers. I know you've been drinking with that. Salud. Enjoy, though. Enjoy.
For sure, man. Oh, man.
Yo,
Rick, you're funny as hell.
Thank you, sir.
Right? I want to give a big shout out to Ice Slide. We got McCaskill Ice Slides out there.
You got them on right now?
I had them on yesterday.
Okay.
No, I had them on yesterday.
I was going to say take them off. Let's put them on camera. Put everything on camera.
Yeah, everything's on camera.
Rick didn't mention that, but we're working on a tequila deal. So shout out to Freshie.
Wow.
If you even remotely like any of those seltzer drinks, Freshie has the best tequila, organic, no headache in the morning. Drink as many as you want. Summertime shy type of vibe, you know. So make sure you get some Freshie.
That's awesome that you bring that up. I got to touch on that real quick. Like, they were like, and this goes out, all you fighters listen, because they offered us, hey, Jess, we want to be your sponsor. We'll give you XYZ. And we were like, yo, the money's cool.
The swag is cute.
Not the swag is cute. The money's cool. But fuck the money. We'll do it for equity. They're like, oh shit. I wasn't prepared for you to say that. I got to go back to my partners and come back. And now they're back. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So don't think so small. Like, man, they everybody says I'm crazy, right? And I'm in this fucking meeting, wilding out, like screaming, like, fuck them. You know, we don't want
About
money.
to flip tables.
Yeah, we don't want money. We want equity. We want equity. We want to be part owners of the brand as well. So you got to think bigger,
long term.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully someday we're like all doing this podcast in the fucking Bahamas, chilling, like laughing. You know what I'm saying?
On a Freshie check, yo.
Yeah.
We was just talking about going to the DR.
Yeah, man.
And doing a show from the DR because
Dominican Republic?
Yeah, shout out to Ken Porter. Ken Porter invited us out there to the DR, and I'm like, yo, imagine waking up and you just the beach behind you.
I know.
We doing the show in the DR, but just bad timing. The only thing I have left that I want to know, truly, well, I guess 2 things. Somebody put in the chat. I asked Jessica yesterday. I'll ask you today. In a perfect world, what comes of Jessica this year?
This year, I mean,
as far as fights, as far as
I would love
in and out the ring, I guess.
I would love a stay busy fight, like in the next 2 months, and then I would love Katie Taylor in Chicago. Guaranteed rate field. I don't even know. White Sox Park.
Yeah,
you know,
got to be South Side. That's where all the Irish at. We can't go.
Yeah, no,
we can't go.
Yeah,
we can't go North Side.
Yeah, like if you know Katie, you say all the shit. You know, if you got a pair, let's do it in Chicago, in front of everyone in Chicago, South Side Chicago.
Rick, I'm lost here. I'm Team Rick, but why do you think the woman that beat you is gonna come to your hometown?
Because we're the undisputed champions. They want our belts. They gotta come get it.
But she still accomplished a bunch of shit herself.
Yeah, but we've won more belts than she has.
She keeps dropping my name. So if she wants it, like, man up.
Like, I don't know. You think? I mean, I'm not calling you. I'm not calling him crazy because he's gotten it done. But
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. The only city in the United States that makes sense outside of New York is Chicago. The Irish population there is outrageous. I mean, they dye the fucking Chicago River green for St. Patrick's Day. They dye. How do you dye a fucking river? They dye the fucking river green for St. Patrick's Day.
I will say that, you know, obviously she's Irish, whatever, but there was talks, me and Brian Peters had talked about at one point bringing Katie to Chicago. And that like kind of like never happened, obviously, but like there was talks about that, so that's not impossible.
I don't know. The Zone might be afraid of that. They took AJ to America. You see what happened.
Okay, I'll put this out there. You come with the right money, we'll go to fucking Ireland so you can knock you out in front of your people.
Hey, I'm McCaskill. I'm part Irish. You know what I'm saying?
We'll take that fight in Ireland. The money's right, the weight's right. If everything's right, it doesn't.
And what weight you needed to be at?
No lower than 44. They were talking about 41. That ain't happening. It's not
for
happening.
my belts.
Yeah, for the welterweight. It's not happening.
You know what the fans would say about me if I took a fight at 141 for my belts?
What's your opinion about that?
They would think I'm a sellout, right?
I mean, it shouldn't be you losing the weight. If she wants the catch weight, she comes in like Pacquiao did. Pacquiao didn't make Margarito go any lower than 54. Pacquiao himself came in, I think, at 51 or 49, and Margarito, you know, I don't know. I got to double check. Maybe it was a catch weight and I'm wrong.
No, I think you're right there. I think like he came in light. He came in at the way he felt comfortable.
Yeah. Yo, let me tell you, that fight in Chicago makes perfect sense, right?
I like it.
You got Mick Conlon and Lee Wood about to fight for the featherweight strap, right? That Lee Wood beat Kanzu from.
Mm-hmm.
Mick Collins went to Chicago. The Irish came out for him, and if I'm not, that had to been like maybe his second or third fight.
Yeah, that was at the UIC Pavilion.
Yeah, that was at the UIC Pavilion.
Yeah, for sure.
So to me, that would be a mega fight. That would be a mega fight in Chicago. If you're talking stateside, outside of New York, that's the only.
Katie's got to perform. She got to look good against Serrano because the public won't let that fight go. If it's a split decision, they're gonna want to see it again.
Right.
So she's gonna have to do that clean. And I don't know. I mean, shout out to Serrano's. I don't know. Shout out to Jordan. Like that's gonna be a crazy fight. I don't know. I mean, I hope an awesome fight. And I hope we can move on from the Katie scenario, good or bad. Let's just move on from it. But I'd like to see Jess either go for a third weight class division or fight Serrano. Or
but that's
Katie.
the Jonas fight.
Or Hannah Rankin. I'd rather fight Hannah.
Oh, Hannah's got 2 belts.
Yeah, I'd rather fight Hannah, right? I mean, so
but Hannah's a common opponent with Shields.
Yeah,
and someone else, right? Marshall.
Yes,
Marshall.
Yeah. So I mean, and this is no disrespect to any of those girls, man. Shout out to all those girls. I want female boxing to grow, and hopefully all those girls can join the league at some point.
Like if you're on our radar, that just means you're doing something.
You're doing something. And vice versa. But I'm happy.
Yeah, I got one more thing. Can you show me your hat? Can we get
sorry.
Yo, I've been asking you about that.
The release of this hat is coming out this weekend in Chicago. Yeah, they zooming in. Right. It's coming out in Chicago. Rick is the only person to have the #1 Sox hat. There's a limited amount of Sox hats with the #1 on it.
They had to get it approved from the Chicago White Sox. We wore it for the last fight against Kenny
for the Vegas fight.
Shout out to Kenny White.
So I got a meet and greet at Grandstand this Saturday.
So wait, your hat is being made by the White Sox?
It got approved by the White Sox because
you can't just print any number.
Yeah, the White Sox don't let you print any number. So shout out to Grandstand in Chicago and Bridgeport, and they're going to release the hat this Saturday, so you could cop it.
Nice.
And there's going to be
So is this the Rick Ramos edition?
Pretty much, yeah.
I put the hat on. And Jess threw the first pitch out at the White Sox game. Shout out to the White Sox.
Yeah. Nice. So we got Southside love. So it's a meet and greet. I'm signing autographs. We're taking $25 donation. Those donations are going straight to the McCaskill Literacy Fund. I buy books for kids at my old schools. The areas are still impoverished, and these kids literally don't have books at home. So they're going home with a brand new book every month, and I'm talking about every single kid in the school is going home with a brand new book. So that money is going straight to that.
That's huge. No, definitely shout out to you. Let me tell you how huge that is. I'm not sure how familiar, Rick, you are with Chicago rappers, but there's a rapper from the South Side, G Herbo, and he was notorious for the White Sox hats, just like Jay was with the Yankees hats.
Yeah.
Herb was and still is notorious for the White Sox hat, and they try to do a deal like, I mean, he's one of the biggest names in the city for sure, especially now. And the White Sox was like, nah, we're good. You get what I'm saying? Same with Chance the Rapper. Chance the Rapper was trying to do his shit with the. So for you to get that done, that's huge. Like, that is huge. I'm a 7th and 3/8. You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
And so Margarito champion did have to weigh 150. Pacquiao still came in lower though.
And Margarito was champion, right?
Margarito was the champion.
Yeah.
That was his belt.
Yeah, but obviously he got compensated well. And obviously for us to fight at 144, we want to be compensated.
No, and obviously Chantel Cameron isn't fucking Pacquiao.
Right. So I mean, there's a price for everything, right? Like if anyone comes in with the right price and it's doable and we're safe, I say we do it. You know what I mean? Or at least really talk about it and sit it down. I don't make the decisions for Jess. I tell her options, and I'm like, yo, we
have
lose.
a lot of conversation.
We lose, we go there. We go if we win, we go this way. This is what happens if we lose. This is where our career goes. This is what happens if we win. This is where I think the money falls. And she'll be like,
yeah,
all right.
He's not over here like gaslighting me. And I had to tell that to some of the other girls that just signed with him. Like, Rick is going to talk about losing. Don't let that mess your mind up, because we have to have a backup plan just in case to keep you on the same track so that you're not losing time, space, money, And so I'm like, if he says, you win, you go this way. And if he says you lose, don't turn the switch off. Don't freak out. He's probably the only person. Like, there's people that'll be in the corner and be like, you're winning the fight. No, he's not winning the fight. What are you talking about?
And the other thing that people don't ever mention, which sucks, like I had some of the biggest female names in boxing call me and like talk about contracts and like their contracts and like
how is Jessica buying a house?
Yeah, how is she doing this and that? So like I did help out some fighters who are signed by big promotional companies get their deals and like guide them through it, what I thought they were worth and what I think that they should.
So pretty soon you're gonna have a advisory company, or you already is this already an LLC as a management company?
Rick Ramos Boxing is already an LLC,
But the management part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like that word management. Manager. I don't really like it lately. I think, I'd rather advise or just be a part of or whatever, counsel or whatever.
Yeah,
fuck.
but all of that is in there, whether it's who you're training with, who you're sparring with,
it's all
what
about
you're
the
eating,
contract.
everything, yeah.
So I did want to ask, I know we cut this interview a long time ago, but I've been wanting to ask, are you guys partnered moving forward on the new fighters that you sign?
Yeah, like me and
by I mean you and him, you are you guys like, is it a partner company?
Jessica has a piece of Summerlin, and there's some fighters that I'm not sure if they'll go that far, so I'm like, I'll take that fighter myself because they're gonna need more work and more money spent, and I don't want.
But also, when we talk about partnering, like I throw money in, like I'll spend 500 GBP on your new outfit. I'll put money into the fighters, make them feel good. If we're going somewhere, I'm pulling out my card, for the travel, for the stay, whatever. Like I'm never gonna let him do this by himself. So that's why I invest.
And anyone, let's say Danny, let's say Ness, you're like, yo, I got this fighter, blah blah. I'll offer you, be like, yo, bro, you on? Like, I'll get you in. You want to help me manage him? Like, come in small. If you don't want to do the work, like, or if you're like, I don't know that much, just bring me the kid and I'll put you on small. Just take the ride with me. Mm-hmm. That's how generous I am. Like, I told my other fighters, I'm gonna sign fighters with you. I'm gonna sign fighters with you. I want to sign fighters with you. I want to sign fighters with everyone.
And that's also him like taking boxers and taking them outside of that little small idea of just being a boxer. Now you're going to be a manager. Now you're training. Now you're going to be able to make money outside.
Teaching them different revenue streams.
Yeah, I mean, now we have a relationship with ESBC. Shout out to ESBC. Shout out to Todd Grisham. Yeah. So like those relationships are getting bigger. And hopefully the movie deal. Hopefully Jessica gets a movie at some point, and just hopefully the networks keep building. And now we're going to see, and you're going to see, because we're in the same family, like we're going to see a lot of work with Fight Stars. Yeah. And, I'm trying to sign more females. I'd like to sign 5 more females in the next week. So hit me up. Yeah, and that's it. I'm trying to sign people.
Rick, obviously no denying your part and your role and impact that you have in women's boxing, especially here stateside, just in general. Chicago, obviously, but I want to ask, what are some Chicago fighters, some guys that we should be on the lookout for, whether you're working with them or not?
Angel Barrera, he's a kid, 3-0. I tried to get him the Mark Castro fight. That we got close, and then I was told that the Castro camp was like, nah, this kid's too much. He's 3-0, so he's an up and comer, Angel Barrera. There's another kid from downstate.
Mark Castro said he was too much.
His people. So I don't know what that means.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's a
So
fight.
Keith Connolly.
Is he? No.
Castro's with Connolly, no?
Get out of here.
I don't know.
I
didn't know that.
I thought
came in
Castro was
from-
with Connolly.
I know he's with DAZN, but I didn't know he was with Keith.
Who else?
Not the it doesn't mean he can't be with DAZN and Keith, because Keith had Jacobs on DAZN, but I didn't know that. That would be interesting.
Let me. I'm almost certain he's with Keith. But go ahead. Go ahead.
There was another
They
kid
moving
from
him slow though. How many fights he got?
Mark Castro, like 8, I think. 8, no.
I feel like he's on like every time we're at the zone, he's at the zone.
Yeah, shout out to him and his dad.
Yeah, we see
they're
him all the
good
time.
people. They're really good people, and they support us. Right before the last fight, they came in the locker room to wish Jess good luck. So shout out to Mark
That's what's
Castro.
up.
Good vibes.
I'm just trying to, get these young guys an opportunity, But
Do you not prefer men?
I do.
Did you just see the void? Is it like you seen the void in women's boxing and you knew you could
the girls
do what
show
you
up.
do?
I will say, like, I had all dudes in the beginning, and then like dudes listen to a certain point, and then like it's always like with dudes, man, it's a little difficult because it's always like 2 dudes in a room. It's always like who's tougher, who got the bigger dick, who this, who that. Like, yo, bro, I just want to win. I don't give a fuck about anything you just said. And some of these guys don't like to hear the truth, and I'm like, yo, I don't think that's a fight for you, and they get upset, So to answer your question, I do manage Matt Hambrook. He's a heavyweight. He's 1-0. He fights again May 6th. So lefty heavyweight. I do. Who else do I have? That's it right now, guys.
What about guys you don't have? I mean, there's obviously some names out there. I don't want to put any names out there because I'm just curious to see like who you feel like just out of
train or to manage. I would rather train.
No. I'm just saying like what guys you don't work with from Chicago that you like to see. Guys that
like Josh Greer, awesome kid. Josh Greer has always supported us. Yeah. I used to have mad support. Nathan Gilmore.
Nate Gallimore?
Gallimore, sorry. Shout out to Nate. He's always been supportive. I like those guys. Those guys are good guys.
Alex Martin, he
shout
has
out
the
to Alex
WBC.
Martin.
Who's that, Blue Chip?
No. That's Ryan Martin.
Alex Martin. He's from the Southeast side.
Yeah.
Good kid. He's always been good. Shout out to Mark Shears, his coach. Good guy.
Alex was trying to get that Ryan Garcia. He was trying to get that
no.
fight going. He's been out at camp training and just hoping to get
those
that.
are all good guys.
Yeah.
I think they were just like, those guys were brought up like Kenny Sims. Kenny Sims is around.
Yeah, he's out here right now.
Yeah.
I was just with him the other night.
Shout out to Kenny Sims. Those guys are doing their thing, So God bless those guys. And
there's a fight. There's a fighter who will be on the Shakur card
from Chicago.
From Chicago that you and I have spoke about. Antoine Cobb.
Oh, Antoine Cobb used to train at our gym with Montel back in the day. He's he's a bad
the kid
motherfucker.
that had the little the video crew and that guy. They did like a wasn't
he
he
was in the
homeless?
newspaper. I don't know if he was homeless. Was he homeless?
I don't know if I'm thinking about the same guy.
Yeah, I think so. Antoine Cobb is a bad motherfucker. He's a cool guy. He was with Montel for a minute. Montel Griffin.
He signed with Jay Prince and Shakur.
Yeah, shout out to JP because James Prince is my dude. Like for real.
That's
okay. Yeah.
Shout out to Sean Simpson. Sean Simpson, I think he's done fighting, but he was always
that was sad, man.
Yeah.
That was sad. Obviously, he had like the Rock Nation deal for a little bit.
Yeah. That was dope. Like, I helped him with the Rock Nation deal with Jared Shaw and the Shaw family. Like, man, that's some dope shit.
His father's good. Has always
Tony
been
Simpson.
good people to me. But I was in the gym. The day he was out here, the day he got hurt.
Yeah.
Obviously it's a sport that it's obviously a very dangerous sport. We just saw it in Chicago. That was the second fight he has fight. Patrick Day.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Patrick Day. So it's obviously a very unforgiving and very dangerous sport. But now definitely, a lot of names in Chicago.
Yeah.
And for me being from there, it's nice to see, obviously the success you guys have had. And even somebody like Antoine, like when he made his pro debut in Atlanta, I made sure I was in the building.
Yeah.
And that was really dope that Jay Prince actually brought in Kanye to watch.
Yeah.
So Kanye got there early too. Like Kanye was there right as Antoine got the knockout. So that was really dope.
Shout out to Kanye West.
So definitely shout out to Mr. West.
Yeah, I've been watching that documentary.
That
or
other one just
that
came out
Netflix
yesterday.
is-
Yeah.
I've only watched the first episode, but I'm all in for sure.
Yeah.
But let's wrap up. It's been a pleasure talking with you guys. I appreciate you so much. It looks like Pat walked in, so I'm going to go eavesdrop some more Fight Stars news for what Rick got going on over here. But yeah, man, where could they find you guys again?
Jessica McCaskill, pretty much everywhere: Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn.
Yeah, and Rick Ramos Boxing, all social media platforms as well.
I'm your co-host, Rinwalk Danny, on all platforms. And Mr. Nestor Gibbs, Nes GTO.
Yes, sir. I just checked the lines. I guess we don't really have anybody available. So, yeah, catch us on the next one. That's GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Peace.
Peace. Thank you, brothers.
Oh.